Rare. What up, kitty cat?
There he is. You got to come out there. Come off mute. You're on mute, Maddie.
Fucking
You're muted.
paint.
There you go. I think, right? Try now.
Muted with shitty Wi-Fi, I think is what that means.
My Wi-Fi's gas.
Oh, yeah, he's got him.
All right. Oh, shout out to the chat. We're back. Super hungover. Just the day from hell today. Got a guy.
Being a shit for Lucas.
You had a few beers last night?
I was very drunk last night, and then this morning, Train's daughters both had competitions. So like I woke up to the dog howling, and then had to go to 2 different cheer competitions where it's just a bunch of screaming people and loud dubstep all day.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
I bet your head's
Wow,
feeling good.
That doesn't seem very supportive, man.
I mean, I was there. I showed up.
Hey!
Um,
Just low paint right now from Gossman.
I was telling Matty B earlier, I was like, I think this could be the best pitching matchup of the World Series tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I said it last night. I mean, he is legitimately fucking dotting everything right now.
Shout out Red Sox Snoopy. I met Red Sox Snoopy last night at the costume party.
Nice.
I met real John Anthony last night. Zach was there. Adam was there. A lot of JTN regulars were at the Halloween costume party.
Collection of nuts.
Yep.
Over on the higher.
Upset this feed is ahead of my YouTube TV. You shouldn't be upset. You have literally the fastest feed in the fucking world is right here.
We've been telling him it's faster than the live game.
Yeah. Like, we're going to see what happens in this game before the people in Toronto see it. Yep. Shout out real John Anthony. Showed up as Art the Clown. It was real John Anthony is like 6'6" in real life. So him being Art the Clown was jarring. Like I got a picture with real John Anthony as Art the Clown, and I felt like I was meeting Art the Clown, not real John Anthony. I was talking to him as Art the Clown, and then when he took the mask off, then I talked to him as real John Anthony.
Ooh. How big does Art the Clown go?
He's a tall. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. How tall is Art the Clown? 6'2". Texted my friends about the game, and I was about a whole AB ahead of them. Yeah, that checks out. Accidentally scared a lot of people. Yeah, I could see that.
Oh God, that is just disgusting.
How did last night go with Donaldson?
It was great. It was awesome. JD was dialed in. I mean, you know how he is, man. You get him going, and I mean, I didn't talk for probably 10 minutes at one point. He was breaking down hitting mechanics. I was just, I was chiming in, kind of bouncing up. But yeah, it was phenomenal. Yeah, it was awesome to see the broadcast come back with a shot of Donaldson jersey, and then JD's right there watching it.
Yeah.
You know, that was dope.
Do people know, in addition to Matt Barnes, who the special guest is in the third?
Can you guys hear me yet or no?
We can hear you
Yeah,
now.
we got
yeah.
you.
now. Yeah.
Oh, I got on my screen here. It's got this little, I don't know, like 3-bar with the whatever through it. I've been sitting here. I'm like, I feel like it's been muted. I ran upstairs to get AirPods, trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah,
No,
you're
that-
locked
that's
in
what-
now. You're dialed.
Yeah, that's why I said you had shitty Wi-Fi, because it had that signal. But you're like, no, I got great Wi-Fi. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, let me take this.
And then you just didn't talk for 10 minutes.
That is true. I have the picture, real John Anthony. I have the picture.
Oh, Frederick. My
Yeah,
God.
that's too easy. That's too standing. What were some of your takeaways last night, Dallas? I mean, first, I think you went Dodgers in 5, right?
I did. So that's still
That's
well
still on the
within reach.
table. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely still on the table. I don't know how strong it looks at the moment, but just a great game by the fellas last night.
It was a great game. It was an offensive breakout. I mean, huge swing from Barger, from Barshow. Just a couple of big swings.
Eamon went to South Street Diner. Hell yeah, that's a legendary spot. First time I ever went to South Street Diner was with Mike Napoli in I want to say 2014, which would have been Maddie's rookie season.
First time I got called up was September 14th.
Uh-oh. We got Water Country?
Will Smith.
Water country, have some fun.
That was quick. That was quick.
And a ground ball back in the middle.
Get it! Oh, my pick to click for the series. Will Smith. DTFL. Dialed the fuck in.
Jared, I gotta say, I think the soundboard was as missed as you were last night.
So, I mean, it's like, as we've said in the past, the people that are in the chat that actually watch live love the soundboard.
Yeah.
But then the dickheads on Twitter that just see the clips, they hate the soundboard.
Dude, the sound, like Donaldson was great last night, and it was a lot of fun mostly listening to them go back and forth and watching the game. But there was a yawning void where the soundboard used to be. And
yeah,
that
I
says
did the
something about
sizzler for
us missing you, of course. But yeah, the soundboard was brutal.
Yeah, I could see that. Especially for the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soundboard would have put in work last night.
I mean, anybody on social hating on the soundboard, like, as far as I'm concerned, that got lost when the Kirkering play happened.
Yeah.
Jared, the work on the soundboard when that play happened, like, made that clip twice as good as it would have been otherwise.
Also, just like,
I think Freddie right there. I think Freddie might be talking about what they're seeing from Gosman right now, because I thought I saw him looking at his hands, and he was talking about, well, that one.
Good luck.
There's something to.
yeah, I tend to cater to the people that like certain things to give them more of that versus the people that don't like things and then changing that based on them not liking it.
Well, also everyone that's doing the stream likes it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a huge part of it too.
Yeah, that feels important. Yeah. How did the fantasy football draft go, Maddie?
It went good. I think it's a really good team, but I'm 3-4.
So it doesn't sound like a really good team.
Yeah, but like on paper it is. But here's my issue.
On paper it is, yeah.
Yeah, but here's my issue. I have Joe Burrow and Chase Brown.
Yeah.
So when Joe Burrow got hurt, Chase Brown sucked. So I lost my second and my fourth round pick, kind of in the same.
Yeah.
But my team on paper is really good, man. They can't put it together.
So A-Wine in the chat says Jared has no clue who Chase Brown is. A-Wine, you are correct. I've never heard that name before in my life. I don't know who that is. I venture to guess that if you were to read me your entire roster, maybe 3 names. I might know.
So I'll read you my starting lineup.
Yep.
And let's see what if the chat thinks it's a 3-4 team.
Yeah, part of just the nuts before you go on is that like Dallas will do his dishes in the middle of like a segment. He's got his kids there screaming. He'll make dinner. It's an experience. But yeah, go ahead. I'll see how many I know.
No, that's fair. So with Burrow hurt, I start Daniel Jones at quarterback.
I know who that is. Giants.
Yep. Well, he's with the Colts now.
Colts.
One of the
That's
best.
what I said.
Football.
Yep.
And then I go Nico Collins.
No idea who that is.
Nico Collins. Who am I starting this week? Cortland Sutton.
Never heard of him.
Romeo Dubs.
Never heard of him.
Cam Scatterboot, James Cook, and Jake Ferguson.
Is Scat the dude on the Giants that everyone loves?
That just is an absolute blast to watch, but
yeah,
not know his name at 45 because of the way he plays football.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the Scat guy. Like I see his clips all the time. Everyone's like, he's like a mini Gronk, but like turned up even more.
Last week we're playing, and he's in the end zone. The guy's like 4 yards into the end zone, and he just ran and hit him after he scored.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I knew more. I just don't.
That's okay.
I made picks for this game tonight on the Underdog Fantasy app, by the way. Tweeted those out earlier.
Yeah?
I got Mookie. You remember him, right?
Mookie?
Yeah, Marcus Lynn.
Yeah, I do.
I got Marcus, I got Vladdy, and I got Springer, who college teammate.
Yeah, George. Yeah. Yeah. Postseason legend.
I mean, it is crazy. Like we were talking about that, about how like Springer, he's what, Jay? Hey, third? Is he tied for third in home runs? Who's he tied with?
Schwarber.
I hit home.
Yeah, Manny, Altuve, and then Schwarber, Springer.
Yeah. Did you see that report yesterday, Maddie?
On what?
Let me pull it up real quick. The Red Sox, and you know this, the Red Sox love Kyle Schwarber, and you can expect them to show real interest in bringing him back if the Phillies don't re-sign him quickly.
Oh, the real interest.
Yeah, we love interest.
God. The Red Sox are the kings of interest.
We love interest around here.
I'll tell you what, though, man, with the way the team was with the young guys, go sign some people. Why not?
Oh, there we go. There's one for me. Check the box.
Yep.
2, Utah.
Probably lucky that was only a double.
Yeah. Do you have AirPods, Maddie?
Yeah, you want them?
Yeah, try the AirPods for like the mic purposes.
That was an absolute rod.
Yeah, let me see. I forgot to pull up the box for the exit velos. Let's take a guess. What do you think?
Hold on.
That's way better.
109.
I'll say 108. 108.
106.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. As they always say, TV adds a
Louder,
few
we got
miles
Water
per hour.
Country. No, hold them up. Hold them
No,
up. Hold
God,
them up. Hold them
no.
up.
Good
Hold
Lord.
them up.
Have a feel, son. Fired up. Stop, pipe dreams. Don't tell them to do that.
Yeah. Audio levels is a statistic. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's loud there. Is the stream tweeted? Let me see. Yes, it is.
Oh, ball.
Yes, it is. Let me quote tweet. Hell yeah. Yeah, what's this with sleeping on the couch? Is it Varsho that's sleeping on the couch?
No, Barger.
Barger, yeah. Oof. That was nasty. Barger on
There we go.
Schneider's couch. I got a question for Dallas after this pitch.
God.
I should know this because I've sat next to you a couple of times while you were doing this. What do you have pulled up when you're in the broadcast booth? Like, what are you looking at in real time? Like Savant or what?
No, I have different shit. Quest. I also have the MLB data tool pulled up.
Ooh.
I mean, that stuff is it's there to reference. I just don't want to beat the audience over the head with numbers, especially if we don't have graphics and stuff to visually support what I'm saying.
Sure.
What's he gonna throw here? Heater up? Or is he going down with the
down and
spray
in there.
again?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's 4 in a row now.
I know, Matty, I was just going to say.
That's 4 in a row. He's too good.
Now, with your stuff, do you want to go? You want to go up top and straighten him out, or do you want to spin it down and away and go slow, but the other way?
See, I don't know because his splitter's so hard.
I know it's 90 to 90 fucking 394.
I mean, if he goes slow down and away, he's probably fine, but he could probably go up and in.
Yeah, well, wasn't even down and away.
Yeah.
So, Maddie against Vladdy. Do you know what your numbers are?
I think they're relatively decent.
They're good.
But he hit a homer off me in Fenway that was hit so far.
That's the only hit he has against you.
Is it really? Do you remember that one? It was in 21. It was like in the stretch of the first 4 months of the season in 21.
Yes.
We were up 1-0 at home. And it was also the stretch when Vladdy was hitting like 700 over 4 months with like 50 homers before the break.
Yes.
We had 2 outs, nobody on, and Vladdy was up. And I had like A+ shit. And I was like, I'm coming right the fuck at you.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I went slide step heater up and away strike at like 98. And then I threw a curveball middle down and he hit it over the fucking signs in the back behind the monster. I was like sick.
So,
That was
I
like
remember
awesome.
that was the first half of 21, right?
Yep.
So first half of 21, like you were in God mode, but the only dudes that got you were Vladdy, who almost hit 50 pumps that year, and then I remember Shohei at Fenway down the right field corner. But it was just
And
like, what do
and
you
in
want me to
fairness,
do? Like, it's fucking Vladdy and Shohei. Like, if I'm gonna give it up, like, those are the guys.
for sure, right? In fairness, Shohei never should have come up. Mike Trout hit a pop-up to right field that was in the air for 30 seconds.
Oh,
No way.
Shit. Wow.
Lucky it was just one.
Wow.
That sucks.
Wow.
But yeah, man, right fielder was playing super deep. I think I had like a 90% chance, like a 90% chance of being caught, and it dropped. And then I pulled a heater to Shohei, and it. What are you gonna do? They're getting paid. They're getting paid to hit. Let me tell you what, the bank accounts on those two guys is a hell of a lot bigger than mine.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those two, but that first half was still, that was all time.
Who else? Corey Seager got me, I think. Seattle in April. Rerun job.
Corey or his brother?
It was Corey. Because it was Seattle. No, Kyle. Kyle's the older brother, right?
Yeah. I was like, Kyle would have been in Seattle. Yeah. Literally,
Kyle.
like on like Players Weekend with the nicknames on the jersey, I'm pretty sure his nickname was Corey's brother.
Perfect.
Yeah. Savant has the Vlad homer off Matty Backpack, says 451 feet.
Is underselling it probably.
Yeah.
But not the hard. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, that guy Shohei, he owns me. If you look at the numbers Shohei against me, it is barrel after barrel.
I would imagine that that's a common thread throughout the league.
Yeah. He's got like 2 pumps, a few walks, a double. He's in the book, though.
4 for 5 with a double and 2 homers.
Yeah.
But you did punch him.
He's in the book.
He's in the book.
He's in the book.
Yeah, 4 for 5, a double, 2 pumps, 4 ribbies. Walked him once, punched him once.
I might put that on my headstone.
Yeah,
greatest player of all times in the book.
Pat Light is still walking around talking about punching Trout on a heater that was 3 feet above the zone.
Oh,
shit!
Drop your nuts on the mound and drag them off the field. That is what you call sacking up. First and third, nobody out. Punchy, Lenia, punchy, Lenia, lock up. Let's go.
Yeesh.
Mm.
Yeah, that was.
Is my mic bad? Is it bad?
It's awful.
Bad?
I don't think it's selected. That's why. You're just screaming. You're screaming scratchy right now.
Never is selected.
Yeah. You have to select it every time you come on. I know that this is new information. Oh, no, I can't hear you.
I do like that better, I think, though.
Yeah.
Is that not better?
There it is, yeah. Did I miss any good trivia last night, Jay?
No, we really didn't do trivia. I probably spoke less on last night than previous ones because JD was just so hot. He was so hot. And it was I think a unique stream for people. We did some good nugs there at the end when or in the middle of the game once things started opening up. The first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history is pretty fucking cool. And 4th in playoff history. But no, I wouldn't say. I think you just missed some deep baseball talk.
Got it. Yeah, I mean,
we also missed
probably
a lot.
Better
you also missed a lot of comments, most of them positive, on how I was looking and things like that.
I did miss that, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I don't. We probably can't figure out what the exact percentage breakdown was, but if I had to ballpark it, I would say it was.
I'm going to go with about 97.
It was like 90-10. It was like 90-10 positive.
Oh. Yeah, positive, sure.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of people were asking where J.Hay parked his Subaru.
Yeah, they keep saying Subaru like that's not a very safe, highly rated vehicle.
I mean, they did throw out Caitlin Clark, which was fantastic.
Right, and we had to clarify that by saying it's all about how you word that one.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark looks like J.Hay, not J.Hay looks like Caitlin Clark, because J.Hay was here first.
Yeah, I've been here for a long time. It's like the whole thing when we had to go through the whole J.Hay nickname thing. Jason Hayward and people like that were Josh Harrison, I think, tried to lay claim at one point, and I just had to ultimately be like, well, I'm older and I've been here longer than all of you people. I don't know that they ever realized that there was a discussion going on, but are those hot dog slivers? What is that? I can't hear you. I don't know if other people can.
Spicy sausages. You can't hear me? Now you can't hear me?
Now I can. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't that one time.
Hot dog sliver? I don't even like. What do you? Is that
that would have disappointed me if I'm being honest, but I didn't. It's what off the cuff. That's what it looked like really fast.
What's a hot dog sliver? Is that just like a hot dog chopped up? Gobbling glizzy on the nuts. TK. Playoff Poppy, Jared. Playoff Paquito.
Lil Poppy.
Yeah, playoff Papito here.
I mean, this guy in 21 just single-handedly carried us.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
I was saying that last night about like when he had an RBI knock early in the game, and I'm like, in 22.
22. Sorry, I wasn't 21. It was 22.
No,
it was 21
is what you were talking about.
Yeah,
but in 22, that's when they were like, hey, I guess you're the everyday like shortstop now. And he looked awful. I love Kike, but he looked awful. And he went from that to just right back to the Dodgers, being an everyday player and just dominating. Like, that's just it's crazy.
Is it something about the Dodgers? Because think about how many guys go there. And I don't want to say resurrect their careers, but like, if they've lost something that they previously had, it's like it automatically comes back.
Yeah.
Right? Like look at Brazier. Brazier was dominant with us for years and then started to lose and fade. Went to the Dodgers and was unhittable.
Yeah. Kopech.
Same thing.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I don't know what it is, but
it's like an aura.
You forgot to mention the best guest last night, Dallas's grandma. What happened? Grandma came on last night?
Yeah. She did. She's here again. Want to say hi to the people? They can't hear you. Just talking to the mic.
Well, hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello.
She's a hero.
I'm just serving beer.
She's the best. Legend.
Grandma in the house.
Grandma in the house. Did Vladdy just try to pull a Beltray and Elvis Andrews there?
I didn't even see who got
that. Is Bo playing second again?
Oh yeah. No, Connor Pleva is IKF.
Bo's benched.
But he didn't put his glove up, but yeah, he tracked it. Yeah, that shot of the CN Tower. My bad. I leaned off that thing. That's right. Oh, that's Fryer hot.
The Blue Jays are making them work a little bit harder than the Brewers did, although that bar could not have been any lower. In terms of first inning pitches thrown, though, Snell and Yamamoto in games 1 and 2 of the NLCS threw a combined 26 first inning pitches, 14 and 12. In World Series game 1 and 2, however, it's a totally different story. It's 2 times as many pitches, exactly 52 for Yamamoto and Snell.
Laborious.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I mean, you can't do this again, right?
I mean, you'd rather not.
Nugs do hit different with the soundboard. That's a fact.
There you go. I prefer Revere New, probably New Asylum.
Oh,
there you go.
Dial me up.
Nice job. Nice job.
We don't have to hit the soundboard for this one because I tweeted out a couple hours ago, but I thought Dallas and maybe Matt would appreciate this one. Dallas, I know, just given the conversations that we've had this postseason, but the horses, the starting pitchers, the deep in the game stuff.
I mean,
we're literally at 3 times the number of 100, and that's just an arbitrary number. But if you did 110, we've had way more of those this postseason.
Thank God.
Go in on it, Matty. Go in on it. Let him know.
I mean, what are we doing? How many times everybody wants to play this game by a fucking computer? Watch the ball game. If your guy's out there dealing, I don't care what the fucking numbers say. Run his ass out there. Let's go.
I'm with it.
Right? Let's go.
Both guys.
I always just remind people that you watch 2 things. You watch the baseball and you watch the other team, right? You watch the swings. Those 2 things 100%. Are going to tell you everything you need to know, man. They're going to tell you everything need to know. And whether or not your boy's backing up third and getting his steps in, like they're just those. It
all matters. Like you look at Crochet and Freed. AC putting him back out there for the 8th was 100% the right call. But I think that Aaron Boone taking out Freed when he did was absolutely the right call. He started missing everything arm side. It's the first telltale sign. His shit's spinning. His fastball's running arm side. He's tired. Everybody can see it. He's at almost 100, whatever the hell he's at. He was tired.
I mean, it's funny because I believe, and I've always believed this. I understand why the 100 pitch mark is there because it's a reference point for when things could potentially start to go one way or the other. That doesn't mean that the arm falls off at that point.
Right.
That just, I mean, because how many times have you seen a guy struggle 70 pitches through 4 innings or whatever it is, and then finally gets his 10-pitch inning, gets his 6-pitch inning, whatever it is, and goes back out 12-pitch inning, and now shit starts to line up.
Right.
100%. That's what we were talking about with Snell, where it was a struggle early. Felt like he was in a spot where he could go back and grab himself an inning and go back and grab like maybe 2/3 of another and put himself in a spot. I was like, are we talking about 7? Are we talking because my whole thing, Matty, has been if these dudes for the Dodgers can give you 6, if the starter goes 6 innings, I really like the odds of them winning that ball game simply because of where I think their offense is. And what I think their offense is capable of, regardless if they're finishing 6 because they've given up a 5 spot or they're finishing 6 because they've given up 3 hits and that's it. Like, you know what I mean?
100%. And I think, and it plays into so much, everybody wants to go to the bullpen so fast and so quick. As soon as something happens, get somebody going. And I get it because the games are they're critical games, right? You're playing best of 5, 7, whatever it is. But you can't having a reliever throw 5 games in 5 out of 7 games.
Oh,
ready!
Wow! Did that hit his glove? That hit his glove. I'm going to need it to have not hit his glove. That would be fantastic. Oh, Frederick. Oh! Come on. Come on. We're going knock, right? Hometown? Let's go. Here we go. Wow.
But yeah, man, it just – and then they expect relievers to throw, 2 day off, 3 in a row. Like throwing 5 out of 6 days is fucking hard. You get to day 5 or the game 5, and your arm is falling off.
Well,
and all it would have taken was the starter to, like, instead of pulling him at 80 and he was doing well, throw him back out there. And I think I was going to say the last thing is managers for me get so nervous about bringing a reliever in with guys on base. They try to give them clean innings or they're worried. Like, that's all I've ever done. My job is to come in with guys on base. If I get a clean inning, thank you. But my job is to be comfortable with guys on base in tough situations. That's why we're down there. It don't make a difference to me whether there's guys on or I get a clean inning.
And I always, again, another reminder, like your stuff, your 97, 98 on day 3 might not just have the same finish
For
that
sure.
it does on day 1. We might be in the same neighborhood velo-wise, but in terms of finish and the crispness
and the command of it.
Oh, yeah, very different.
Right? The command is one of the biggest things because even like you can go out and get it, but like 97 down the middle of the plate gets hit a long way.
Sure does.
So
well, the interesting thing too, the other thing too is that like you've got all these 100 pitch outings going individually, but we're still on track to have more relief pitcher innings thrown this postseason than starting pitcher innings. For like, I believe that would be
is that per game?
Yeah, just in total over the course of the postseason. Yeah.
I was just asking, is like, are there more games played this year because of a game 7 or whatnot?
Oh yeah. Per game. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now some of that is like, some of that's gamesmanship too, right? Because you've seen like the Brewers trot out, Ashby for an inning or something like that, and then come with Mizorowski, who's the actual quote unquote starting pitcher, but that's going to be counted as relief pitcher innings by any statistical service or whatever. So maybe it's overstating the difference, but it is interesting that it's still happening while we're getting these individually brilliant 100, 110, 150 pitch outings from guys.
Yeah, man. For me, it's I don't know. And some of the times, like, how often do you see a starter go out there and he's absolutely dealing, right? Say a starter's through 6, he's dealing. The order's coming up for the 3rd time. He's at 80 pitches. You know what? We like a matchup left on left or right on right. We want to give him a different look. Do you know how happy the other dugout is for the starter to be out of the game? They don't give a shit who's coming in. It's just somebody different because for whatever reason, we couldn't see that starter today.
Yep. It ain't that dude. That's all I know.
Doesn't matter. I don't care who you bring in. Well, the guy who just dominated us for 6 innings is out of the ball game. And how many times have you seen that reliever come in and he gives up a run? Or it's just
all day. Matty, this is where when the Dodgers hit, I typically have things that I have to go check outside. I'll be right back. I've got rally written to we just gotta
we done served till I die.
Okay.
Yeah, Dallas gonna do some rally rips. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Someone asked your favorite Red Sox memory, but I would imagine it was the World Series.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
How could it not be?
Yeah. Besides that,
I think you and I were talking. I did this a little while ago. I did my top 5 in my career, and I think they're all Red Sox moments because, transparently, I didn't do anything in DC, and I didn't really do anything in Miami either. So, number 1 was World Series. What I have number 2 is the All-Star game.
You had draft day.
Number 3 was my debut. Number 4 was Ortiz 500, and number 5 was draft day. Number 6 that I thought about putting in there, but I didn't, was getting to meet and like share the field with Derek Jeter.
Yeah,
which is
Matty
really
grew up
a Yankee fan,
one of those
and like,
guys.
and it's Derek.
Wait,
Jeter.
can I ask you this
Jeter.
question? Let me ask you this question because
Okay.
I got fucking toasted for saying this, and I stand by it. So Cam Schlittler, the dude from Boston, Walpole, it's an hour from Boston. He pitched for the Yankees, diced up the Red Sox, and he said something like, I converted my parents and my whole family, like they're all Yankee fans now. And like, I'm sure like your family grew up Yankee fans and they root for the Red Sox because you were on the Red Sox, but like the Red Sox were good. We were winning championships. Like the Yankees are kind of just like around.
Don't win.
And I said, like they're his parents, like his mom, and like everyone like got like upset about this. His mom had like Red Sox fan in her Twitter bio. Like, so like they're actually, it's not just like, oh, our son plays baseball, but like, you know, that's just what he does.
Okay.
Like, they're actual like Red Sox fans.
Yep.
And I was saying something to the effect of like, you don't grow up rooting for the Red Sox for 55 years, call it, and then be like, I'm a Yankee fan now.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't just flip
you can
that
root for your son and their success.
Yes.
But you're still a Red Sox fan.
Right.
Like you just, it doesn't flip like that.
No. Like
now, I can see Cam now not being a Red Sox fan.
Sure. Yes.
Right. Like when I got drafted and played in Boston,
his dad and his mom. It's like, you love the Sox. You're happy for your son. You root for the Yankees when he's pitching. If the Yankees were to win the World Series, of course they're going to be stoked because it's like my son's a World Series champion. Right. My point was, I don't think his dad is sitting there on May 17th watching Rodon pitch against the Royals and is like, let's go Yankees with his Yankee.
I would agree with you there. I would. Yeah, I would agree with that.
That was all I said. Like, and all the comments were like, well, this guy definitely doesn't have kids. Like, there's no way, which is true. I don't. But if my son got drafted by the Yankees and pitched for the Yankees, I would be like, fuck yeah. Like, you achieved your dream. You're in the big leagues. You're dominating. You're in the playoffs. Like, you're a stud. Right. Like, I'm rooting for you when you're out there, even against the Red Sox. Even against the Red Sox, I'd be like, I hope you fucking throw a perfect game. And then lose the series. But I think like to say that you've converted your whole family to Yankee fans, it's just not, it's inauthentic. And I wouldn't, if I were him, I wouldn't ask. Like that's it, growing up a Red Sox fan around here. It's like a part of your identity. It's a part of who you are. I wouldn't want my mom and my dad to change who they are for me. It's like, yeah.
And like, think about this, right? What if next year he gets traded to the Royals or to the Rays? Like, are they all of a sudden going to be Royals fans? You know what I mean? So like, you're gonna but you're gonna be we could talk about. So funny enough, when all that was going on, I was out in Vegas. And I was on a bachelor party out in Vegas, and I had a couple, and I got on there, and I almost started tweeting at him because I'm like, my guy, let's just hold on, like let's call a spade a spade. He absolutely dominated the Red Sox, plain and simple, right? He's got electric shit, and I think he's gonna have a good career. But you've been here for 15 seconds. Let's just, you know what I mean? Like, let's just keep our mouth shut. Acknowledge that we had a good game, and let's go about our business.
Yeah. He was doing.
I don't need you taking this. I don't need you going to social media, and now all of a sudden we're chirping fans and whatnot. Let's just put the phone in the pocket for a second. You know what I mean? You ever seen Aaron Judge start chirping fans on Twitter? Not once.
I haven't seen anyone to that degree like take a victory lap in the wild card round.
You know what I mean? Like act like you've been there.
Yeah.
So that's what irritated me.
Yeah. I'm just glad that I have someone to hate now on the Yankees because like I like Judge, I like Stanton, but like this dude being like, yeah, I'm from Boston. You're from fucking Walpole, dude. You might as well be from Rhode Island. Like Coley gets mad at me for saying I'm from Boston. Like at my parents' house, you can see the Boston skyline from the back porch, but I can't say that I'm from Boston. Walpole, You want to get to Walpole from Fenway? Yeah, you might as well fucking download a podcast. It's gonna be a while. It's just
Wait, he went to Northeastern, right?
yeah, he did, and
Maybe that's
his
why.
claim to fame. I live in Southie is what he says. Yeah,
He
Who,
so
Cole?
currently lives in Boston, playing for New York, and
Currently
he's talking
lives
shit
in
to Boston.
yes, and
That is so bold.
he said fuck Boston walking off the mound. He went to the Knicks game the other night and like was signing and said fuck Boston, and someone
he better get the fuck out of that city.
I mean, the lines in Southie are a nightmare to begin with. If you're the fuck Boston pitch for the Yankee guy, good luck. Like they'll turn him away at the door.
They just won't let him in.
Yeah,
anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I would, but again, I'm just glad that I have someone to hate on the Yankees again because not a lot of guys I don't really like over there. Like Volpe, I pity. Judge, I like. Stanton, I like. Fried, I love Fried. Cole, he's a non-factor this year. So
You like Garrett?
Me?
No, Jared.
I really don't like him, but it is what it is. You know, I wish he leaned into it. I wish he had a sense of humor. Like Price, remember? Like I fucking like when Price was with Tampa, I wore him out, but then he was like, "All right, like I get it. Like you're not actually being mean." Garrett, no, he's
yeah. Well, you know,
I like Jazz. I was a big fan when he was with the Marlins.
Jazz is a cool dude.
Yeah, like
I think Jazz gets he gets misunderstood a lot.
Yeah,
but he's a good dude.
Yeah, I like Jazz a lot.
He just he just cares that much. Like that's what it is. He just genuinely gives a shit.
Yeah. Like Belly, I like. I mean
40-40.
40-40. Yeah. Like Belly's great. Shout out Flonase. He's been on the pod a bunch. Who else they got over there? I think Belly's about to get paid. I think Passan had him getting $100 million.
Good for him.
Grisham might get paid. I think Grisham gets like a 3-year piece. And whoever does that's going to be pretty disappointed. Haley thinks that Bellinger's going back to the Dodgers. Who pays him Flonase?
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Foul ball. Foul ball. That's off the nub.
What's he like as a teammate, Maddie?
George?
Yeah.
One of the best. One of the best.
Oh, right up the wrist. Lansing, though.
He's one of the toughest dudes I've ever played with. He'll run through a damn wall for you. Doesn't matter. He's always been that way.
I only met him that one time, but he was super nice.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. Hell of a ball player. I mean, we played summer ball in high school together. So, I mean, I've known this guy for 20 years. And we used to hit him leadoff in summer ball. And he was the best player by far. But we figured if you pitch to him, he's going to hit a homer or a double. And if you don't pitch to him, he's going to be on first base. But this is back when George stole bags. Like when we were in college, George had like 35 bags our junior year. And that's in 60 games. Like this dude could float.
He just timed up. He was just timing up Yamamoto with his hand. You see him.
Yep.
Did you room with him?
Did we what?
Did you room with him?
Yeah. So like to give you an idea, we played summer ball our senior year of high school together at Team Connecticut. And then we went UConn. We lived next to each other because you're in the dorms, right? So he was the dorm over from me. We roomed together on the road in the hotels. Then we went and played in the Cape together. Same team, lived together. Back to UConn, lived next to each other, roomed together on the road. Then we went back to the Cape. Same team, played together. Roomed together in the Cape. And then we both went to Team USA, played there together. And then back to UConn for another year. So it was every single team possible for 3 years.
Yeah. Who'd you play for in the Cape League?
Wareham
Mm.
and the gravel infield.
Mm. They're nasty. They've won the championship like 3 out of the last 4 years or something like that.
Really?
No, I'm thinking of Bourne.
No. I think Muncie was on our team in the Cape.
Oh. Yeah,
One year.
Wareham is where fucking T just moved to.
God, this guy's
Top
stuff is
shelf
so
cheese biscuit. That thing just exploded.
I saw there was the image of Tyler on the side of the road today with
Yeah.
the caption that he got flipped. What does got flipped mean?
So anything can get flipped. So like if his internet goes out, internet got flipped. If his car breaks down, car got flipped. It's
Got
a
it.
poor choice of words without the context, saying like my car got flipped, but it's basically like something went bad for me.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know, if he was if he was trying to like make better choices with his diet and then he had McDonald's, be like, oh, diet got flipped.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Because I was
The
looking.
ball's hit
Rip!
well.
Check. All right.
He hit that ball too hard.
We have
If he hits it
never
softer, that ball goes out of the ballpark.
we've never had, because obviously like I haven't been doing as many
Look at-
picks and Dallas's picks are fucking awful. We
Right?
haven't had a pick hit on just the nuts. Like tonight's the night. Now we need Mookie to get a knock and we're in.
The way he pulled his hands in there was so impressive.
Oh, it's 114 off the bat.
Yeah, 113.9, 341 foot single. What do they want the baseball for? Oh, that's cool.
It is cool.
You just got nug cucked there, Jay.
Yeah, I did. I'm not even going to bother now.
Did you know that was on the table?
Postseason hits.
Like the Jays single postseason record?
Yeah, I did at the start of the World Series, but if I'm being honest, I had lost track of it going into the game.
Yeah. Get the Section 10 fellas to pick Cape League teams. I mean, I'm a Born Braves guy.
Is that deep enough?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be some water country right there.
Water country, have some fun.
And a ground ball back in the middle, and there it is.
Matt, you're a New England guy. Have you ever been to water country?
I have not.
But you've heard of it.
I don't even know what it is.
You don't even know what it is.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
What's water country?
What is it again?
It's a water park.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Nope.
I mean, anyone that joins Just the Nuts and you hear the water country run scoring song, yes, water country is a real thing.
Where is it though?
I always get it mixed up with the one that's in Salem, New Hampshire. That one is what the fuck is that one?
It's in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Yes.
I mean, you got New Hampshire's like 6 hours from me.
I guess, but like you're a traveled man.
With no summers off.
You're
when
not
was I going to go
home-
to a water park, Jared?
You're not a homebody. You are someone that has traveled New England.
I haven't had a summer off in 25 years. It's the first one. When was I going to go to a water park? In December?
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean?
Guys,
someone-
I
someone's
have
here?
good news.
What's the news?
Oh, wait. It's here? Oh, wait. I was going to say something stupid, so I'll wait.
I was gonna say.
Oh, give me a sec.
Oh, it could be.
It could be. Didn't know what water country was until last week. I thought it was made up. No, water country is real, brother. Yeah, Canopy Lake Park was the one that I was thinking of that's in Salem, and that's where Train is tonight because there is a Screamfest. Yeah, Screamfest. She's at Screamfest tonight. What a country.
Most people saw 100% clear skin that stayed clear even at 5 years. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor.
I had a late lunch, so I haven't eaten dinner yet. So I think I do fear. There he is.
Wow.
Joe Madden. Here he is.
You know, you got to figure this shit out, man. I mean, these little icons on the bottom are very.
I know. It's not easy.
Secretive.
Yeah, it is. It's tough.
They need a little bit more arrow with like an actual push this button kind of a thing. We got it. I'm sorry. I was on schedule. I was there 2 outs in the second. So I do not want to be fined for this whatsoever. Please.
Hey, we appreciate you stopping by. Thank God you figured it out, Skip.
Well, I did. I called the gal that set it up, and what did she tell? This little green button on the bottom was like a green icon. Okay, it was green. I didn't think about hitting it, but once I did that, then apparently that permits you to join.
Yeah, you're here, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters is that you're here now.
It's all groovy, man. I'm good.
Mr. Madden, did you
Joe, please don't start that.
I mean, I have to. I get it from Dallas.
Okay.
I would love to know if you made a World Series prediction before the series started.
I did. Well, first of all, we have the Book of Joe podcast. You guys are aware of that, right? Me and Verducci.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Tommy and I, right? We also wrote the book. So in our podcast about the World Series, I did pick the Dodgers in 5. Pretty bold.
Okay.
Dodgers in 5. You and I are aligned. Aligned. That's exactly the path I took. Dodgers in 5. And right now, I don't know that we've gotten or that our call right now, as Freddie takes a nice swing here, picking on the big part of the yard, not much. But the starting pitching is what I think a lot of people leaned on. Is that kind of where your perspective was? I mean, you've got a lot of guys I can get work done there. So where was where were you coming from? That came about.
Yeah, I was absolutely leaning on the starting pitching, like watching it last night. Snell, that's who Snell is. I mean, he can. He's not going to get hit a lot. He can throw a lot of pitches. And the problematic part for the Dodgers was you had to take him out of the game early. I mean, had he been able to throw more strikes, stay in the game longer, I think it would have been a better result. Once they got in the pen, obviously it fell apart. But moving forward, I still have a lot of faith in the Dodgers staff. But their bullpen is a little bit suspect. So they really need to get as much out of this group of starters as they possibly can. That's what I thought going into the series.
How have your thoughts, or have your thoughts changed after watching Game 1?
No, I mean, it's no. There's so many times you go through series, even with us with the Cubs, you were down 3-1 and end up beating the Indians. So maybe it might not be a 5-game series, it might be 6, possibly even 7. But I still like the Dodgers overall with their pedigree and everything. But I don't jump on and off bandwagons very easily.
That's fair. You're not like Cam Schlittler and his family.
No, I kind of heard all that. I was able to hear, but I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
No, listen, man. You guys all know about baseball and what it's like. I mean, it's so unpredictable. The predictable part for me is the pedigree of the Dodgers. Of course, that may turn out differently, and I like the energy of the Blue Jays. And of course, their at bats are outstanding. They're outstanding, but that's been going on all year. I just believe once the Dodgers can flip the script here a little bit, they might just take off.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I want to ask about flipping. You say flipping the script. Something that you see as a manager is a shift in approach with guys, and that's due to adjustments that are necessary throughout the season to be made, whether it's mechanical or mental. At what point in time do you see that shift or that script get flipped from, I don't want to call it going through the regular season motions to postseason approach, but when do you see that game start to rear itself?
Well, I mean, I'm all about feel, and that's why I never sat in a dugout. I always stood on the first step of the dugout so I could actually feel the game. They need that seminal moment during the course of this game right here, actually, where somebody comes up with that big knock. More than anything, the pitchers have to stand their ground right now, keep it at 1, possibly 2. But somebody offensively has just got to do something special for them right now. That's it. And then it's about momentum. The whole world is about momentum. And right now they're stuck in neutral. So they just need that one moment that puts them back and they start feeling like the Dodgers again. Because right now they're on their heels a little bit. They got smacked in the jaw.
Dallas, is your microphone plugged in?
Yeah. That's not me.
Just asking. So, is that you, Maddie, with the sound in the back?
I got nothing here, guys.
I'm quiet here now. Is that better?
Yeah, I think there was like a TV in
Me?
the background. Yeah, it might be a TV.
We just it's been the whole time.
Yeah, it gets picked up. If it's not like the AirPods,
Sorry.
it gets picked up. But so I wanted to ask you about Dave Roberts, and after clinching the National League pennant, being like, oh, 4 more wins, and so we can really ruin baseball. What did you make of that? I mean, because I think it got super overblown. I think he's obviously just leaning into the narrative that the Dodgers are ruining baseball. But it's for me, like, and this point has already been made. It's not my take, but I just want to echo it. It's more the smaller markets that aren't spending money that could be spending money like that. Those are the teams that are ruining baseball, not the teams that are trying hard to win.
I've always, on an annual basis, just watched next spring training or even to this offseason, how many teams are going to declare that their goal is to play the last game of the year next year and win it? How many teams will actually come out and say that? I mean, that was one of the first things I always did, even with the Rays. I mean, after we got to the point where we got off the deck a little bit, and then, of course, with the Cubs, and then I was trying to get to that point with the Angels, but I think everybody shies away from that. Everybody shies away from expectations and the word pressure, which I think is the absolute wrong thing to do. I mean, you should place higher expectations on the group. They got to hear that kind of stuff. Organizationally speaking, it's almost like a safe haven or a safe place to go through these constant rebuilding processes. And really, that's all they feed to their fan base. If in fact are doing decently during the course of the season, they might try to acquire a player or two and all of a sudden declare that we're involved in this race. But I don't hear enough teams in the preseason talking about that. You need to come out and be bold about that in order to really have it possibly or hopefully catch fire. But everybody runs away from that. You're talking small market. Listen, with the Rays, the biggest thing we had to do there. Now everybody said the Rays should get out of the AL East. I said no way. I mean, to play the Yankees and the Red Sox as often as we did, you have to beat the best to be the best kind of a situation. So you got to run towards that stuff, not away. And too many people run away from the concept of trying to beat the best. And I'm saying whoever plays the better brand of baseball on a nightly basis has the best chance. That's what I talk to my guys constantly about in Tampa Bay. You try to create a message that's believable to them so that they know when they go out, we put the uniform on every day. You have a believable message. How are we going to get this done? You just can't say we're going to get it done. You have to then define it. How are we going to get this done? For us, it was like airtight defense. It was great pitching. It was great at bats. Again, we were at the forefront of not really concerned about batting average as much. We did strike out a lot, but we got on base. We could hit a home run. We did steal bases. We put pressure on you. We played great defense. We had to go into those other areas, but then you have to sell your guys on it. I don't hear that enough. That's my opinion.
Dallas, you're muted. Dallas not a big technology guy, Joe.
I could see that. There he goes.
Awful with it.
I'm so glad that you brought up the ability to get on base and hit the homer, and you have played through. You've managed through, been a big part of the three true outcome sort of brand of baseball we have come to know, and some have appreciated it, some have not. What is your thought on watching the game? I think maybe start to return to having some value attached to the power speed combination type player, the athlete who's not just going to try to mash the 50 homers where he's probably not geared to do so, and will
Right.
take the 200 punch outs en route to his 39 homers.
Right.
But, maybe there's more value to approaching it differently. Guys like Bobby Witt Jr., who've shown up, and, guys like Ellie De La Cruz, who have the tools to be these just otherworldly athletes.
I want it all. As a manager, I wanted it all. I wanted power. I wanted contact. I wanted a two-strike approach. I wanted the ball and play with the runner on third and less than 2 outs. I want the runner and move with the runner on second base and nobody out. I wanted my hitters to balance their walks to the strikeouts. The strikeouts, it's the three true outcomes. You got a guy on third base and less than 2 outs or no outs, and all of a sudden he's just standing there because nobody can put the ball in play. But then all of a sudden you're saying that your offense is predicated by the home run. We only win by the home run only because we don't have to score runs the other way. I mean, this is all part of development. I know being with the Angels most recently, a big part of the minor league scheme did not include the basic fundamentals of what you're trying to get done, whether it was base running, whether it was contact, a two-strike approach, all these different kind of things. You're only rewarded for your, pretty much home runs. I mean, that's what guys are shooting for. However you get paid, however you're going to get compensated for, to me, that's where the player is going to gravitate towards. So I'd like to see compensation for other items of the game that then the players will spend more time with, understand that it is important. And from my perspective, believe me, man, when I write up the spring training schedule beforehand, I'm not the actual schedule breath anymore, but I have a lot of influence on, of course, how the day runs. But all this stuff has to be part of the day. You just kind of covered it. Guy gets 600 plate appearances next year, right? It's 39 home runs, strikes out 200 times. Might walk 100 times, whatever. And at the end of the year, what is he? 39 what? So with those 61 other times that he came to the plate, what did he do? I mean, where's the benefit of knowing how to move the ball in those other situations where they're not even considered important? It's just the 39 homers. I want adaptations. I want flexibility. I want adjustments. You have to teach this stuff. But if you only teach this uppercut swing, all-out approach, last point, I'm moving along here. My last year with the Angels in a meeting, I'm sitting in the office there with all the staff, and we're going over just what I'm talking about: two-strike approach, moving the baseball. And one analytical dude jumps in there and says, "I want the hitters to swing for the fences even with two-strike," and that's where I call timeout. This is the problem. If you have just a lineup full of power hitters that's what they do, that's fine. But you're seeing what the Blue Jays are doing right now. They got some pop, but they got guys that know how to work a good at bat. I want it all, and you can only have it all if you nurture it and teach it.
God bless every bit of that.
Someone in the chat was curious about your thoughts on the Giants hiring a Tony V, and I guess I'm curious what your thoughts are as well. But also, in addition to that, what advice would you give to him? Because we talked about it on the podcast the other day. It's baseball, but it's a completely different world. Like, being the head coach of a college program and being the manager of a big league team. What advice would you give him, and what are your thoughts on it in general?
Well, my thoughts, let's go with the thoughts in general at first. First of all, just being very perfectly honest, it's kind of insulting to everybody that's come before in regards to having to ride buses, manage in the minor leagues, be maybe a scout, maybe doing both things like I did, running through instructional leagues, throwing BP when it's 100 degrees, like the 3 groups in the morning in the cage, and then going out on the field, throwing another one. I mean, all these different things that the people of my generation went through because we had to earn the right to be there. Going in a major league locker room, just being a part of a major league locker room, my God, you talk about intimidating, daunting. Those are the words the first time you move in there, when you walk into those places. I just don't like the idea that it's being shortcutted so much. That's all. So I just want to say that at first. Now, secondly, I've heard so many great things about this fellow, but I don't know him. I've never seen what he's done. Advice for him, the advice is always for me is eyes open, ears open, mouth shut in the beginning, and just really try to figure out what's going on. It already seems as he's got it down. For me, the first thing I would do is try to build relationships, create trust, exchange ideas, and then we could have constructive criticism flow. This is where I would start with, and it sounds like he's a gregarious person that probably already has this in his playbook. So I don't doubt that's where he's coming from with this. after that, be yourself, man. I mean, if he goes in there and attempts to change to the pro game based on like what we're talking about right now, probably not going to work. The only way this is going to work if he takes what he had been doing at Tennessee and these other places and throws it out there. Absolutely make adjustments, remain flexible. Things are going to punch him in the face. Ooh, I shouldn't do that. I can't do that. He's going to hear things. Somebody's going to come to him, a coach, a player, somebody with more experience. It's going to say something to him. Then you got to make your adjustment. But the trap always is that you feel like you have to be somebody else when you get to this job. You guys have seen me work. The one thing that's one of the most important things I learned. So when I got the job with the Rays, a lot of people go, who is this guy? I mean, even Zim, who I became great friends with, Zim thought I was nuts. But then so was Zim nuts. Zim was crazy too when he did it. And then eventually figured out I was just like him, only a couple years younger. So you just go out there and be yourself. Best advice, do what you've always done. Keep an open mind, remain flexible. But like I said, for me, it's insulting, not just to me, but to baseball people in general. However, I wish him well, and I mean that sincerely. I do. I want the guy to do well because I never wish poorly on anybody.
And I think it's important that people understand that both of those things can be real, can be true at the same time. You can absolutely want him to succeed. And I'll say this, having known you both and knowing his personality, he is a guy who has no problem thinking outside the box and will do whatever he deems necessary to make sure his guys are motivated, and will try to everything he can do to put his guys in the best possible position to succeed. But with saying that, there is going to be, as you said, a challenge to walking into a big league clubhouse and bringing the NCAA culture with you and trying to either recreate.
Lost him.
Got flipped.
Let me just pick something up from there because that's what I'm talking about, my minor league experience. I was not ready to be a major league manager until I went through, because I never played there. I was 10 years as a major league coach. I was a minor league coordinator. I was an A-ball and double-A manager. I was an area scout. I ran instructional leagues for 14 years. I ran spring trainings every year. I was the guy that created the schedule. Honestly, nobody was trying to influence me in how to do this. This was stuff that I made up as I went along. My point is, when you do all of that, you get to the point, you get to the big leagues and you face this group. Yeah, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be nervous. It's daunting. That's the best word I can utilize. However, once you start talking like we are right now, all the juices start flowing, all your knowledge, your intuition, your gut feelings, all the things that are important that nobody talks about start coming to the forefront. Everybody's talking about data and analytics and numbers as being the prince of success. Data and analytics provide safety nets for decision making. Understand that. Gut instinct, intuition, experience is when the game is in progress. The other stuff happens in a quiet moment. Nothing going on. You're in your office, you're studying video, you're looking at a bunch of data, and all of a sudden you're going to write on all these beautiful thoughts. Theory's great. And I love theory, and I wanted that. And believe me, I was all about that. However, that's the large sample size. The small sample size is, here comes the game. Like right now, what's going on right now in this game, what happened last night when Snell didn't follow the script. And all of a sudden, man, you got to rip that up, and you have to rely on your gut, your intuition, and your experience to make decisions. Nobody talks about that. If you say that in today's culture in baseball within front offices, they don't want to hear that stuff. It all has to be mathematical and not the human element. And listen, I could go on and on about this. I'm talking to this lady, Laura Huang. She's a professor at Northeastern University. Just wrote a book you already know about intuition. Oh my God, it's fabulous. And everybody should read this book.
I wanted to ask you about your experiences in the 08 World Series, the 16 World Series. Specifically, let's start with 08. When you got there, mentality wise, did you try to like manage it like it was, a regular season game? Be like, I don't want to change my approach and change what got us here. And did you do anything in 08 that you took from that to 16 saying like, oh, I wish I did this differently. Now I have another shot at it, so I'm going to do it differently now that I'm back in the World Series.
No, yes, I mean, I'd like to believe I grew from that moment, but the big thing about going into the '08 series, and I've given this advice even more recently to somebody that's been involved in this year's playoffs, you have to, whatever you've been, that's who you are right now. Don't try to get too smart. Don't try to add a whole bunch of stuff. For me, I like to subtract right now. Do simple better. Simplify things right now. These guys have played each other, maybe not so much these two teams. However, everybody believes all this information leads to victories. You know what leads to victories, especially for the Dodgers right now? Great scouting. That's where analytics shines. Acquisitional process. That is the number one most important element regarding analytics, is to acquire people. And then to be able to do that with the necessary funds, that is really a win-win, right? So that's where the Dodgers are great. And Andrew's great at all that stuff. I love Andrew. He's outstanding. So that's how you get to that point where you combine analytics and you do all that, and eventually you have this wonderful product that they have going on out right there. But the point is, don't change anything. And I say, listen, I'd rather less information this time of year than more information this time of year. These guys, everybody on that field right now, can only hold a nugget. The guys have stuff in their back pocket to remind them about where to stand when somebody's hitting and somebody's pitching. However, I like an outfielder that makes adjustments based on a pitcher with a little bit better stuff that night, a hitter that's a little bit late, or a hitter that's all of a sudden on it. You have to permit them to be free and be baseball players and athletes and make adjustments by what they're seeing. But do simple better, make it easier, don't make it more complicated, and realize these are wonderful athletes. They can't hold all these different thoughts. Give them a free mind, no voices in the back of their head. Let them play baseball, only interfere when it's necessary.
It's a beautiful bottle of wine. It's fine chocolate because I know your flavor. I know your palate.
Yep.
What does the conversation, what does the back and forth look like when the trust is being established between what I will call, and correct me if I'm wrong, Skip,
okay,
but you essentially have two sheets of paper that you get to manage from. One is, as you said, the analytically driven decision-making process, which if we make the decision from this sheet of paper here, we win, great. We lose, no big deal. It came out of the computer this way. Everybody's safe. On this other sheet of paper, it's your feel, it's your intuition, it's your experience, those things that you outlined. Should we lose that game, though, we might have to have a talk in the principal's office after that fact.
You're right on, brother.
What does the conversation, though, what does the trust, how does that moment look when that fabric is starting to be built?
Well, that to me, see, that's where a GM needs to hire his own manager. That's where it starts with. It starts right there. If you're inheriting somebody, either side, if a manager's inheriting a GM or the GM's in place and he doesn't get to choose his manager, somebody else does in a sense, it doesn't necessarily work. There's got to be a bond there before it ever occurs, because that's such a tightly knit fabric union. Like me with the Rays was fantastic because Andrew and Matt Silverman, I met with them in a hotel room in Houston during the 2005 World Series. And right from Jump Street, I said, this is the one job. If I don't get this job, this is the one time I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to be upset. However, I got the job. And then, of course, Theo comes knocking in 2014, 15. And again, we had this really good thing going on there where there was a lot of trust involved. So when they came and got me, because just like we're talking right now, you're going to know what I believe in. So if you're going to hire me, I'm coming with this. I'm a collaborator, but I don't like interference. Which you're also talking about, you'll see different moves done during games that are kind of staggering. And then after the game, the manager will always defend the move, but he can't tell you everything. He can't, you know why? Because when you get that much intel before the game coming from so many different people, there's voices in the back of your head that do nothing but confuse. They just confuse. There's no clarity. But when you go out into the game knowing that you're supported, there's trust there, and you know that. And if you have to go off script a little bit, somebody's going to say, hey, I get it. I know why you went off script. We've talked about this. I know who you are. I know what you saw, et cetera, et cetera. So the relationship has to be built, and that's through the hiring process. Trust has to be established, and that's all Not at all. That's conversation. That's giggles. That's going out having a beer once in a while, dinners, whatever, like with your staff. Then after that's the exchange of ideas. It's hard to exchange ideas until you trust each other. It's hard because if you don't trust one another, whomever's throwing the idea out there is going to have pushback if, in fact, it's not his and the other guy's coming at him strong. So if there's without trust, the exchange of ideas is really difficult. But once you establish that, the most important thing is the creative argument, constructive criticism that flows both ways. That is where it's happening. My best times in baseball have been in like loud, you stupid fucking idiot kind of conversations, talking about personnel or what to do. God, do I love those. And when you can walk out of those, go out in the field, and we're all on the same page. We're unified, and that's what the team sees. That's what the players sees, and everybody else sees. That's the way to do it.
I love
that.
Yeah, love every minute of it. Do you have a just off the top of your head, or maybe something to think about, because I know Jared's got something for you, but a gut feeling, a gut decision that you had made that very well may have led to a questionable moment. Hey, if this doesn't work out, I could find myself having that conversation after the game. But you go with that decision, it works out, there's success, and there's high fives and hugs, there's the giggles and the beers afterwards. Do you have one that you can? I know that's. I mean, you're somebody who thinks outside the box. You're not afraid to go against the grain.
Well, let me tell you one that didn't work. Okay, that we're playing the World Series Game 7, first and third. Javi's hitting full count. Jason Hayward's on third base. I heard Zim's voice in the back of my head. That's a voice I listened to. But Zim taught me the safety squeeze, and we were really good at it. I think it was Shaw pitching with a good slider, and Javi, this is the information I had, that he was just chasing 3-2, and I don't care whether the guy's going to throw the 3-2 pitch right here, Javi's going to chase it. So I heard that. So I put the sign on. For the safety squeeze, full count, first and third. Javi, good bunter. Jason Hayward, one of the best at getting a jump at third base on a safety squeeze situation, because I thought his better chance of moving the ball would be via the bunt as opposed to swinging right there. Also, part of our game is if he was going to take a bad pitch, that would be right there, because we're on a safety squeeze, you don't have to swing. So just giving you the full money. That's what I did right there. In that same game, took Kyle Hendrick out and brought Johnny Lester in the fifth inning, right? Early in the game, Kyle had been hit around a little bit, got through it, kind of came back, settled down a little bit, but Johnny Lester had warmed up several times, and this was the third time through the batting order, which to me doesn't mean shit, but under these circumstances, it was 5-1. Santana gets on first base. Here comes Kipnis, who had 2 home runs a day before against Arrieta, with Lindor on deck. So for me, it was like, okay, if I let him go one more hitter, there'd be multiple runners on, and I did not want to bring Lester into a dirty inning. I thought with Santana on first base and 2 outs, to me, that wasn't dirty for Johnny. That wasn't dirty. So I went with it. Grounder in front of the place. David has a hard time with it. Eventually wild pitch, 2 runs scored, and I'm an idiot, right? But Johnny Lester cruised after that, pitched a great game. But that was something I had talked about. I talked with David about it. I mean, Rossi had to warm him up. Rossi had to go into the game with Johnny in the mid-inning. All this stuff was done in advance, right? So because runs scored on a ball in the dirt, everybody perceived that and construed that as being a bad decision. Got to live with it, man. Then you go back. Let's go back to the 2012 or 13, whatever wild card game we're playing. Cleveland again in Cleveland, and they had Salazar pitching. It was Salazar, and reverse guy. So the analytical dudes wanted Matty Joyce. Matty Joyce was in a bad place. Matty Joyce was not even hitting the ball well in batting practice. So because he's left-handed, they wanted him in there. But I had Delman Young, and I know DY. He don't care. I mean, you talk about not feeling pressure, whatever. Right on right. I says, no. I want Delman in the game tonight. Boom, his second time up, whatever, bomb into the left central. Alex Cobb pitches a beauty. Rays win. So this happens all the time. You'll never know about it. I'd be happy to share it with you guys, but I've been through this so many different occasions where my intuition has really played well. My feelings have really played well. But then again, I've gone the other way, utilizing numbers based on, okay, if you're not really convicted in a moment, and you need a little help, why not? I'm going to lean towards the number at that point. I am, because I don't know. Like when you pitched that perfect game against his brother, I didn't know.
Hey,
Jeez, Louise.
nobody knew.
Nobody knew. No, you didn't know. You didn't even know. But anyway, there's so many moments like that. And there's so many times in a baseball game, you make a decision not to do something. And you know what? That's a decision. And nobody ever gets to discuss that.
I wanted to ask you about, because fans are fascinated. It's organization to organization, and you've been in multiple. The relaying, passing along of information to a manager.
Right.
In some organizations, it's almost like, here's the script. Like, if this situation plays out, this is what we're gonna do. Were you kind of like, the information that you were given from up top, was it always a suggestion? Were you ever told this is how it's going to go if this situation presents itself? How did you react to if you were told this is how it's going to go and your decision was taken out of it? Just kind of curious of just the relaying of information and how you processed it and how it was handled.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, when we came with the Rays, I mean, that was a big part of the ascension of the Rays, was the utilization. And really, where it's a superstar, and I'll never argue, is acquisitional. Like in the offseason, Andrew calls me and says, we're really high on Fernando Rodney. I said, really? You know, because Fernando had a history of like wildness, and he got a great arm, and all. No, our guys really love him this year, man. That's the year he had like a .62 or something stupid ERA. That was the year. Same time, almost the same time. We really like Carlos Pena. And I said to Andrew, I said, I've always liked Carlos Pena. Great acquisition. He hits 46 home runs for us that year, okay? So analytics, like I said, acquisitional process, really interesting. When you can get under the hood before anybody else, really, really can be very advantageous. Where am I going to play my shortstop tonight? I don't want anybody's gut feeling on that. I want that to be analytically driven. Absolutely. How are you going to pitch the Shohei right now in this at bat? I want that analytically driven, and I want kind of a sample size from maybe the last 2 weeks of exactly what's been going on with him. I don't just want a large sample size. I want to know where he's at right now. And that's where I get into arguments with these guys, because for all the times they made all these matrices, I always wanted a short term, a small sample size. And, oh, that's a great idea. We'll do that. But I promise you, within, 3 or 4 days, they come back and say, you know what? We already have all that stuff built into the matrix. It's already built in the stuff that you're asking for. But that doesn't help me. It's not as specific as what I'm seeing right now. So acquisition, where I should play my shortstop, how to pitch to Shohei, outstanding. Hitters get very little to work with. Hitters are in a reaction mode. The pitcher is in a proactive mode. Right now, Gausman, he knows what he wants to do. The hitter's just guessing. So there's a proactive situation, a reactive situation. So the information going to the hitter is less, it's less of a superstar, because you might find a nugget now and then, but nevertheless, you are reacting to him right now. So acquisitions, defense, how to pitch to somebody. Yes, you want a great analytical department for that. You never run away from that. Game in progress, your bullpen or the bullpen usage, or when you can use a guy. That's where I had a lot of problems. I had a lot of problems with that, especially when it came to who's up and who's down. They'll come to you before the game and tell you who's down. And you go out and you'll talk to the pitcher and you'll ask him, how do you feel? I'll say, well, listen, let's go talk to him, because the pitching coach and the bullpen catch as the guy's playing catch before the game, you get the information how he's feeling. And then I make my decision based on that. I've had guys tell me they'll feel better on the third consecutive day as opposed to the second consecutive day. You know what? If he's a veteran, I listen to him. Absolutely, I listen to him. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on. The best way I could describe it, how the information is processed or sent down, it's sent down, strongly suggested, and there's this passive-aggressive method that's employed to try to get you to follow the script. My idea, this is how I'd like to do it. If I want the best analytical department money can buy. I do. Absolutely, I do. but I want these dudes answering to my coaching staff and not my coaching staff answering to these dudes. That's how it should be set up. Right now, the people coming from upstairs to downstairs have more juice than the group downstairs to the group upstairs, and I hate that disparity actually. So that's where I think we've messed this whole thing up, and I would like analytical people, if they're going to come downstairs at all, it would be like about to 3:00, 2:30, 3:00. You're downstairs. You meet with the guys, the hitting coach, with the hitting analytical dude, et cetera, the pitching guys, whatever. Then after that, you go back and start prepping whatever you have to do the next day. If we need something, clarification, we will call you for clarity on something. We will. But we appreciate what you've done. This is outstanding information. Thank you. We'll get back to you if we need more. That's the way I'd like to see it work. I don't want anybody, I mean anybody, in my office an hour before a game. Perfect world. I don't want anybody in my office. At that point, I've taught this information. I've listened to everybody. Now it's time to draw up this game plan free of interference. Collaboration's already occurred. Now now interference could only occur. So this is where either you hire a manager or you hire a middle manager. That's where it bifurcates.
Oh, I love that, because that's where I think the challenge for some of the new managers that are coming into the game. And there's another guy who I know you're familiar with, a teammate of mine, great friend of mine, Kurt Suzuki, who will be taking over in Anaheim. But it's understanding how you are going to be managing. You have to manage laterally as well as vertically, and learning how to do so, learning how to handle the that gentle nudge, the passive aggressive suggestions, if you will, I think is a real challenge, and is one of the bigger hurdles that I think makes the new hires intriguing, if you will.
Well, let me float this by you guys. I mean, when I was coming up, and I think I would even say to like maybe 2010 to 15, the term leadership to me meant to empower. When you're a leader, you're going to empower those that you hire, the group that's around you, your charges, whoever that is. You speak to them about whatever their job may be. You define the job, you define the occupation, and then you monitor. You stay out of the way, but you're watching. You're just staying in the background, just floating in the background. But you watch them and you let them do their job as they see fit, because you hired them to do so. Empowerment. What I think from 2015 to present day, what it's gone to, it's no longer empowerment, it's control. So right now, when it comes to leadership, whomever is in charge or is the leader is looking for someone that he can control as opposed to somebody he can empower, because intuition, wisdom, experience, really, they don't want to buy. That's not to be purchased anymore. That if that comes along for the ride, that's fine, but you're really going to have to keep that in your back pocket, and you have to do it this way, because we believe in data and analytics. We don't believe in your intuition and what you're seeing, and that's again where things change up. So that's my observation. Empowerment has turned into control.
I got a question for you. The chat's going crazy about how good this conversation is. They are just locked in on how special this is. Who's somebody in baseball throughout your decades in the game that you have had great baseball conversations with?
Oof. Well, guys that you would know, I mean, Gene Mauch, Whitey Herzog. I love Gene Mauch. Gene Mauch, he got all this kind of criticism. I promise you, brightest, him and Whitey, probably the two sharpest I've ever been around. Zim, outstanding, because it's all common sense stuff. It's common sense. When somebody could take something that appears to be very complicated and just call it down to the point where they throw something out at you and go, whoa, that just makes all the sense in the world. Gene Mauch was always ahead of everybody. Whitey was also entertaining. Gene was a little bit more stoic. Whitey, the way he would control a room or control the people around him and then be that baseball bright, he won me over immediately. My best was a guy by the name of Bob Clear. He was my mentor in the minor leagues, Babalu. When I thought I knew what I was doing, like in my early 30s. I thought it was pretty hot. And then Babalu gets sent back down from the big leagues. He retired as a big league coach, wanted to come back and coach in the minor leagues. That's where my education began. I was so grateful that Babalu chose to come back. Babalu's no longer with us. But Bob Clear, if you don't want to hear the answer, don't ask the question, man. I love guys like that. Coach Bob Ruth, my backfield coach at Lafayette College. Listen, if you don't want to hear, if you don't want it straightforward, if you don't want it between your eyes, John McNamara, Dave Garcia, Soch was outstanding, Marcel Latchman, these Cookie Rojas, these are my guys. These are the guys that gave me thoughts and ideas, and they turned me loose. Nobody told me how to establish or create a schedule for instructional league ever. I became a bench coach in 1994, 95, 6. All the advanced scouting, I created all these forms and everything, and I could actually show these stuff to you. I got them in my drive, on my Google Drive. I can show you forms from 1998 that precurse all this stuff that's going on right now. Not as elaborate because I didn't have that much information, but definitely absolutely along the same lines as what everybody's doing today. So
I'll drive on over. We'll have it.
Absolutely. Skip, I am not joking when I tell you, because for the last, I think the last 5 years, I have gone to spring training and I have worked with our minor leaguers. And then I go, I go over to the big field once the game starts or just before. But because, whether or not that's where I eventually end up is another story. But I get so much fulfillment from watching these guys progress and watching the application and just the transfer of information, watching these dudes become big leaguers, watching them just have their eyes opened and make the transition. Side note, and please keep going. If you seriously do have those forms,
I do.
I would love to have those. I would love to have a look at them.
All I need is I'm going to need a email address. We could get that done afterwards. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
all this stuff we're talking about, man. I'm so big on all of these different things. I was going to say something. I lost my train of thought when you concluded all that there. But yeah, it goes back to the minor league situation. Right now, it's watered down. It's so watered down with the number of teams. And this is another part about the hiring of the college coach that I'm concerned about, is that we're going to get to the point now where we believe, with his success, we're going to believe that the collegiate ranks can serve as a minor league development program for the major leagues. That's the next step. I'm even concerned that managers are going to turn into head coaches with headsets on. That could be the next step.
Oh, that's coming.
I mean, that's what I believe. I believe all of that.
We've talked about that.
I'm here to tell you, the minor leagues. Here's what I was going to say. I've got it, man. My concern in the minor leagues is, I just mentioned Bob Clear. I mentioned all these different wonderful names to you. They passed the game on to me. I would never have been nearly successful without having had the opportunity to converse, argue. Jack Hyatt, funny, great guy. If I didn't have all these mentors, I would never have ascended like I did. Who's passing the game along? We're just analytically, whether it's Rapsodos or Hawkeyes, whatever, we're teaching. That's what's teaching the minor league players. Barry Bowe is not teaching minor league players. I'm not teaching minor league players. Shoot, I could name a bunch of coaches right up, but I'm not going to just keep. But these former players that still want to coach but can't get a job, they're responsible. I'm responsible for passing the game on to this next generation. But nobody's going to be given that opportunity because, again, these kind of guys would be there filling these players' heads with stuff that's not wanted. It's more real. It's more human. It's not necessarily data driven. So that's where the disconnect is. That's my concern. Who's passing the game along to the next generation?
A huge concern. I think a lot of current players have, a lot of, I know, former players have as well, because I've said, I don't know that we've ever been more athletic as ball players, but I don't know that we have ever been dumber as baseball players either.
No, listen, you're right. The athletes are fabulous. I'm not arguing that point. Not at all. I want it all. I want great athletes, guys that could run, guys that could throw 100 miles an hour, guys that get the ball 500 feet. I want it all. But I also want guys that are fundamentally sound, that know how to play the game of baseball too. If you get more of that, the disparity when it comes to who spends more money, I think will shrink. The fact that even if you can't spend a lot of dough, if you still have a good acquisitional process and you're teaching the game properly below, and you get a bunch of wild men like the Blue Jays are right now, excuse me, you have a chance. We went to the World Series with a $43 million payroll in 2008. Okay, process that out to $25. I don't even know what that would equal, but that's pretty darn good. And even I was with the 2002 Angels. We came out of nowhere and beat the Giants in that World Series. That team was as gritty as that is the definition of the term gritty, the 2002 Angels. So don't tell me it can't be done. I don't believe that at all. It's not being given the opportunity to be done. That's why it's not being done.
Joe, I got two questions for you. The first one,
Yes,
I want you to be honest.
Sure.
What do you say to your players after this guy throws a perfect game? What do you like? What you got to go in there being like, listen, not a good look, guys. Like, what was the message to the boys in the clubhouse after that
Dude,
performance?
I was involved in 4 perfect games against. 4. He's
4.
one. Burley's one. Kenny Rogers was one. And I'm missing one other. There was 4. Felix Hernandez. I was involved on the wrong side of 4 perfects. I don't even know how many no-hitters. And there's not that many perfects ever thrown in the history of the game.
Yeah.
I say nothing. What's his name? Milton for the Twins. I'm an interim manager. We're playing the 11 o'clock in the morning game in the Metrodome. I'm giving all my guys a rest. Excuse me. Mo Vaughn's on that team. All these dudes. So I'm playing like Troy Gloss, pretty good. Orlando Palmeiro, pretty good. I'm playing that Smitty. I think that guy's so good. He's so good.
Will Smith! Let's go!
How many straight had he retired before that? 15?
17.
16?
17?
17.
Pretty solid.
17 in a row for Goss.
Well, there's that seminal moment. Let's see what happens right here. Let's see how the Dodgers react to that. This is where their bullpen's going to have to really pick them up here. But anyway, I don't say anything. I don't say nothing. I just go in, I talk to the press, and I leave. It's a loss. We didn't get any hits. But that game in Minnesota, some of the players are bitching they didn't want to pinch hit. I didn't want to start their clock at noon after a night game the night before. It was in September. It didn't mean anything. I'm not going to say, hey, Mo, go grab a bat. Give me a break. So sometimes you just got to suck it up.
The second question, you're a 3-time Manager of the Year winner. Which one do you feel like you deserved the most and why?
That's pretty good. Well, of course, with the Rays, that first one in 2008. I mean, I'm looking at 2015 right before me. That was a pretty solid year too with the Cubbies because we weren't expected. I mean, that just happened that year. Everybody starts talking about 16. We were the World Series favorite at the winter meetings in 2015, going into 2016, really. And 2014, they didn't win, I don't even know, 70-some games. 14 and 15, we go to the NLCS, and the Mets were just ridiculous. Daniel Murphy killed us. But that was the year. There was a lot going on putting that group together in 2015. The 2008 Rays, I came up with the slogan 9 = 8. Because in that spring training, okay, I got to convince these guys we could turn this around. We go to the World Series, etc. Like I talked about in the beginning. So I was riding my bike in Brea, California. I'm riding up and down there. Around can't remember the names of the streets, Birch and whatever, Rose, and I just really try to keep my thought process open. And I get off the bike ride and I think, okay, 9 = 8. Why? You want to be 9 innings, play 9 innings hard, 9 guys playing 9 innings hard. Every night that could possibly make you be part of the 8 teams in the tournament. And then I said, okay, that's fine, but you got to extrapolate. What more? So then I thought, just try to sell it to the guys. I wanted 9 more wins out of the offense, 9 more wins out of the defense, and 9 more wins out of the pitching staff. When they were sitting on the grass in Port Charlotte, that was my message. So that was 27 more wins over, like, I think we won 70 or 2 or the year before, something stupid like that. And we ended up winning 90-some games, a high number 90. But I sold them on 9 = 8. I put it all over the locker room, above urinals, on the back of shitters. When they sat down, they always saw. I gave them T-shirts. 9 equals 8, and that was the sell job that year. And man, did we play our butts off? We played our butts off. The Phillies are a better team. I'm not going to deny that, but I don't know. Without that rain delay and all that kind of crap, things could have changed a little bit. But 2008, that was like the justification of everything I ever thought, everything I ever did in the minor leagues, all the different stuff I did, all the different kind of things I thought would work, worked. So all of a sudden you're validated. And so that to me, probably the most special.
Question from the chat from Real John Anthony. Mr. Madden, he's not going to like that. Question for you. Who is one guy you've managed that, in your opinion, deserves more love and appreciation than they get for the work behind the scenes, coaching on the bench, etc.?
Are you talking about a player or a coach? What is? I don't quite understand that. Because coaching on the bench, etc.
One guy that you've managed.
Managing
player,
your opinion.
Player.
No, he says player. Yeah.
Okay, Darren Erstad. I mean, I don't know if he's got it or not. Erstad, Darren and I spent a lot of time together, and I thought he should have been a big league manager by now. I know he went back to Nebraska and was a coach there, and the fact that he's such a family guy and he's so tied to he's a Cornhusker. But Ersty, man, I mean, I don't know if anybody poured more into it than him. Him, Dave Hollins, Gary DiSarcina, these guys on a daily basis would just absolutely. There we go again.
Oh shit!
Oh, back Muncie with the backside boogie.
He owns
Hit
Gosman,
the horn,
right? That's
Gary.
one against Gosman. Yeah. So yeah. Darren Erstad's my guy. Ersty, remember he had 239 hits in one season. Does anybody know that?
Oh,
is
yeah.
Is it 239?
Punter.
I mean, that guy there is, he could have played in any era. He'd have taken Ty Cobb out and just laughed at his ass. I mean, Ersty would be that guy.
I mean, this is like kind of genuinely shocking, like the way that Gosman was throwing the ball,
right,
and to have that happen. I mean, he was at 60-something pitches to start the inning.
60.
See, that's the thing. That doesn't matter. I mean, everybody wants to go off that shit. I mean, it doesn't matter. I would, of course, he's got to be in the game. I would never have taken him out of that game. But first of all, the Poom, Smitty, then all of a sudden here comes Muncie. The man exhaled a little bit. That's the kind of moment the Dodgers need it right now. Let's see what happens, because obviously the Blue Jays are really good at coming back. This is where I'm a little concerned about the Dyers, is their bullpen at the backside. So let's see what happens. Yeah,
well, that's where I was going to go with you right now. Is what do you, because they're light a lefty down there that they could really use right now, and they've had to make some adjustments. And I think Bandit was probably in a spot last night where maybe that might have been reserved for somebody else in that situation. With all that being said,
right.
At what point in time, and I think for me, the easy answer, but not to answer for you, the easy answer would be, well, Dallas in the first inning. I'm thinking about what the ninth inning could look like in the first inning, but I have to let the game unfold. So at what point in time have you now started to think about what these next 9 outs are going to look like?
Dude, well, I'm doing it the whole game. Honestly, I am. Of course, you're a little bit more in cruise control beginning of a game, especially during the regular season. Not right now. I mean, you're watching everything, but you feel good about your starter. You got to believe he's going to take you at least 5, probably 6. But that's when you start counting pitches and you start counting outs. And then I always, on my sheet, I would have the other team's lineup, and I would have like my relief pitcher's names written with pockets. Now, in today's game, the one rule I can't stand is a 3-batter minimum. Anytime rules mess with strategy, I think they're a bad rule. There's one superstar rule that's all that was needed that would have taken care of everything, and that is the pitch clock. Then the pitch comms, calling the pitches, offshoot of that, I'm good with that. But everything else is not necessary. Runner on second base, 3-batter minimum, all that stuff, not necessary. I think it gets way too much credit. It doesn't need it. Anytime, because when you take strategy away from a manager, that's also part of permitting a less experienced manager to handle that situation. I loved the National League game. Loved it. I felt like I had an advantage managing a National League game. And people, what do you mean it's just double switch? Listen, brother, when it gets hot and you got a lot of stuff going on, that stuff can get a little bit confusing, especially when you're doing multiple things. And if the other guy's not as good at that as you are, you have an advantage. So part of the level playing field managerial wise is the eradication of the National League game, and then some of these rules that pretty much take decision making away from you. Even the two throwovers at first. Give me a break. Give me a break. And then you're going to start counting these stolen base records or whatever the number of bases guys get now based on shooting fish in a barrel. Come on. I'm not into that stuff at all.
Tired.
It is
no,
tired.
I'm with you. The stolen base stuff. I mean, I'm so glad that it will, in my opinion, that it will stay with the man who it will stay with in Ricky Henderson. Because it's a completely laughable approach to that statistical category, just to even address it or acknowledge it. Like I
had Ricky with the Angels for a bit. Oh my God. But like I was the guy charged of keeping time, and then I would give him the time from the bench because our first base coach wasn't into it. So I would give times, and Ricky said, I said it was like 1-2, which is extremely good. 1.2 to the pitcher to the catch. He said, "Oh, that's good, man. I got that." I said, "You got to be kidding me!" And then you watch him out there, and he takes that slow, that big long step, and that big long step, and then he just goes. And he did. He got it. He got the guy on 1-2. 1-2. Balks are happening all the time. Only Buck and Bob Davison called the balk. It was never called. These dudes could get away with whatever they want, and Ricky is still tearing it up. That's how good he was. So the comps and everything, and then they're denigrating, or they're talking about the velocity of today's pitchers versus the velocity of the past. I've been told by multiple people that the way these gun readings are put up right now are kind of inflated based on the ball being read out of the hand as opposed to the ball being read at home plate. When I was a scout, there was two guns. There was the ray gun, which gave you two speeds, the one out of the guy's hand and the one at the plate. The jugs gun would read pretty much out of the hand. I would just like more clarity with that, being more elusive. Exactly what is, when you see 100, where is that 100 mile an hour is being measured from? Is it out of the hand? Is it halfway? Is it at the plate? And then talk about, Fergie Jenkins or Bob Veal or Bob Gibson or Sandy Koufax and Bob Feller. Where was that measured from, if in fact it ever was measured? Because a lot of the guys from yesteryear are not given any credit, or the guys of today are giving, I don't know if they're giving more credit, and the training techniques, which, listen, brother, there's a lot of injuries out there in spite of the fact trying to save people by cutting down on workloads. But I'm just curious how that would, I'd love to see the comp. I would just, if somebody would be honest about that, I'd love to see what the comp is.
Yeah. And that's where I find value in things like extension, right? Because that's for me, that's the front line of differentiating your 100 miles an hour and my 100 miles an hour.
That's
because
right.
If I'm at 5'9" and you're at 7'2", well, your 100 miles an hour looks a hell of a lot different than my 100 miles an hour. You're seeing mine a lot longer.
That's right. Yeah. When the ball's in the air too long, it doesn't feel good from the dugout, man.
No.
Dallas always talks about how his biggest regret is that he didn't get to throw a pitch for Bob Melvin. Is there a player that you regret you didn't get the chance to manage?
I've been lucky. I don't know. I never thought of that, quite frankly. So you're asking me a question I never thought about. I've been very fortunate. I've had some great teams, great guys, great players, win a World Series for the first time in 108 years. Been on 2 World Series winners. The Angels had never won before. The Cubs hadn't won 108. And then, of course, with the Rays, the first time they really go to the World Series, be a part of that. I've been lucky, man. I've been lucky. Great players, great guys, great coaches. Listen, you know what the common thread is? All of this, and I don't think anybody's could actually say that they are. Dude, we had some fun. We had some friggin' fun. Every place I went, you laughed your ass off. And I laughed my ass off in the dugout during the game. Me and Sosha would stand in the corner, and we would just like goof on stuff the whole game because you need to. Buddy Black and I, Pepe and I, we would just giggle during the game. Rob Quinlan would come up on the rail, and we had this little thing that I can't repeat right now. Laugh your ass off during the game. Okay. I had Jeff Ziegler was our traveling secretary with the Rays. He was a former detective in St. Petersburg. He said, "My God, Skip, you guys we at the with the detectives, we treat everything like it's fun and games. You treat everything like it's life and death. And it's true. Everybody in this world, our sport, we treat it like life and death. And if you want to know why you really don't advance or you really can't get to the other side, is because you are treating it's a game, it's entertainment. Yeah, it means something. I get it. But at the end of the day, brother, let it go. Get it go. Put yourself out there. Don't constantly let people squash your personality. Like I didn't have any dress codes. My dress code was if you think you look hot, you wear it. That's it. Because I felt guys were intimidated if they can't afford it. There are certain guys that couldn't afford to dress. If you're coming out of the minor leagues and you get up there and who are you dressing for? The shortstop's dressing for the center fielder? I don't know. So I put that to rest. I didn't have any rules and regulations. I had policies and they were established by the lead bulls on the team. In spring training, I get like 7, 8 guys in a room, and we would go over our team policies that we would discuss, and they would create, and then they would enforce. It was their locker room, was their airplane. I was a tiebreaker. If things went bad, if it got back to me, come on, guys, you're not doing your job. That's not my job. So that's how I would put that together, and it was great. But at the end of the day, man, if you can't laugh, don't do it. Just don't do it.
I love it. I remember being I remember being in the clubhouse in spring training one year with you, and you were having a magician in the room.
Yeah.
What I mean that's easily one of the more tamer and more mild things that you've done to open things up in the clubhouse. What is one of the more one of your more favorite things that you've done in terms of team building, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, well, all the theme road trips too. We all got dressed up in different ways,
Oh,
like
incredible.
the Jimi Hendrix experience, going to Seattle from with the Rays. We landed in Seattle and we're all dressed like in the 60s, 70s kind of outfits. But what I did was I had the flight attendants get some dry ice because as soon as the door opened, I just wanted plumes of smoke blowing out the door as we came out of it. So I kind of liked that one. That was kind of fun.
I love it.
So many with the in spring training. Do you guys know Tim Buss at all? Do you guys know who Bussy is? Bussy is one of the most important coaches there is that nobody knows about. Bussy's still with the Angels. One spring training, we're with the Cubbies. We're behind the batting cages at Sloan Park, and we had a paintball gun. So Bussy started, because we didn't want the press to see this, he started at that end of the batting tunnels and ran to that one. So he's running across the back of them. And a couple guys had paintball guns, and we had it like slow motion, the cameras on him. So Bussy's just running, just shorts on, no top, pum, 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 pum. And they are just peppering the shit out of him. And then we played it back for everybody, and he was kind of chubby. So every time the paintball would hit him, you'd see the splat and like the rubbery kind of a look. Guys are dying over this shit. I mean, it's just we did what Bussy did it every day. Bussy would have something there. We'd have something. We had bears there from Arizona. He drove out after the World Series, the first day with the World Series, the first meeting the next year. He rented a Lamborghini, and he comes ripping out in the the practice field for the first stretch, and he's throwing money out the window. He's just throwing I don't know if Rizzo or somebody gave him like a stack of hundreds. He's throwing money out of a Lamborghini window. And the one time I drove my my shaggin' wagon out there, my '76 Dodge van. We're all dressed up, drove the van out there, opened the doors, played the loud music. Every day we did something. Every day you do something for team building. Every day, and Bussy is the best. That is a coach. If I ever were to get a job again, he'd be my number one hire.
Bussy's coming.
Yeah, Bussy's coming.
That's fantastic. That is fucking
It's just true. It's absolutely true.
You need vibe guys. You need vibe guys.
You do. You need glue guys, vibe guys. I don't need another redundant analytical dude upstairs. I don't need another the 137th person in the baseball operations. I need Bussy. I need Mike Borzello. Mike Borzello is the best ever at taking all this information and calling it down in his own method. Sit on the bench, look at David Ross, Wilson Contreras, Miggy Montero, whomever our catcher was, and if they needed some help, they look in, and he had the answer like that. He's the best at a game planner. And after we beat somebody up pretty good, I'd say that team was Borzello'd because his game planning was that good. He'd be
Got
one
him.
of two guys that I would hire right in the beginning. They were Borzello'd.
Borzello.
What do we think about this game right now?
I haven't been watching except the. How about this guy? Is this guy's arm going to fall off? I mean, gosh, he's pitched
Varland?
almost. This is Varland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Varland, Louis Varland.
He's missed one game, I think, the whole postseason. I mean, I
And
love this
bumpy.
guy.
It was bumpy. He had a rough one, but as you know, they got him
Yeah.
back out there. He got back on the horse, and
He did. He's beautiful, man. Look at that.
oh, that is not off. That is
Adrian,
not-
Adrian can miss a strike now and then, brother. That's
No.
not surprising. That's not surprising. That's right there. That's next year,
Uh-huh.
baby.
It's coming.
That's next year. Well, so here's the situation. I mean, I don't know. Varland's one of your guys. It's a 3-1 game, and you have a lot of faith that you're going to come back. I get it. But this is you already got one game in the bank to utilize his bullets, although they have a day off tomorrow, and that's what they're counting on, whatever. But I don't know. This is
Yeah.
I just have to be very careful here with the guys that I've used a lot when I'm
I
down.
was going to say you cap Louis at 15 here, like 15, 20.
Yeah, yes. Where's he at? 5. Okay.
Well, he's 6.
This dude,
He's at
when a
6
one
now.
inning guy gets a 25 pitches, I always freaked out. I never liked it. I don't care how good he was. A 1 inning guy, a guy that's truly a 1 inning guy. 25 was always like my heads up number. Heads up. It's just they're not used to it, and then they're pressing in a more stressful moment. They start, you start trying to manufacture something that may not be there, and all of a sudden it's a bad moment. And with relief pitchers, if you had like one bad day, your numbers really get crappy in a hurry. So you don't want to beat up your guys like that. Great play right there.
Ooh,
Love
Jimenez says, take a look. And that was right on the bag.
That's
and
beautiful.
honestly, I want this. This is how I feel the cut from right should be executed anyway.
Absolutely. Yep.
Is I need you as close to the sack as possible for
Right.
this reason.
And move right into the ball. Move right into
Yeah.
it. Oh, he was already there. Okay. Because what you do normally, you're safe. What you normally, you get more in a cut position, a little bit more towards third base, and as the ball's thrown, you start moving into the ball towards the bag. But he was there from the get-go because he knew he wasn't going to third base. He knew he was not going to challenge Barker's arm. Knew that.
Wise decision.
And this is something that if you have your challenges, you got to. Oh, that might have been out. Okay. You got him in the thigh. Okay. There's no, give it a go. I mean, at this part of the game,
They got
use
two
your
of them, yeah.
challenge.
They
Just
got
use
two
it.
of them.
Just use it.
And remember, from here, you can ask. You can ask for the crew to look at it.
Sure, exactly. You just go out there and you plead, listen, man, I know I'm out of challenges. Come on, look at that. It's really close. You got to you got to take it a shot. And they'll always concede at that point. They know.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah. It's World
One of my
Series,
favorite
boys.
umpires
Help
is
me
in this group. Alan Porter is one of my favorite umpires.
out. Good guy.
He's the best.
Jeffrey, you need an up here. Mookie's over.
Get that thing down, Louis.
That ball's got to go right field right there. I don't know if has Mookie been kind of in the pull mode a little bit? See, this is where I like to have like charts in front of me so I know this stuff. I know before the game what's been going on. I mean, that's where this analytical stuff is outstanding. Because back in the day, we used to do our spray charts based on the team you played against only. We didn't get like everybody every night, every game,
Right.
every team. We never did that. So somebody would sit there in the dugout and you would have different colored pens and everybody have a sheet and you would draw with the ruler where you thought the ball was hit. So it was definitely inexact, but that's what you had.
What?
There
One
you
of
go. You
my
gotta-
one of my favorite things to do on the chart was when a guy gave up an absolute mammo, just an absolute tank.
Right.
Is I would add, and I got this from other guys, but I would add a long line. So when you unfold the chart, just this big long line goes unfolding out of
It
the
just
chart.
kept going.
Just kept going. But you're right, because I mean, when you think about it, back in the day, what am I referring to? I'm referring to 15 at bat body of work in
That's
May,
right.
and
That's
here
right.
we are in August. Like,
Right. Yes, correct. And it's and you're only doing it against teams that you're playing against. That's the information you get. And then your advanced scout goes out in advance of it. It's one guy watching pitchers, hitters, defense, coaches. So it's at that point it was always down and away and up and in. That's how you pitch to everybody. And then you were just guessing where to play people. So of course this is better. 100%. Of course it's better.
Am I not remembering history correctly? Did you interview for the open spot after Grady Little got fired in 03?
Yep, I did.
Can you talk to me about that interview?
Sure. Tito got the job at that point, and honestly, Theo and Jed made the right decision at that point. I wasn't truly ready for that. I did interview well with them, and I think that's what led to me eventually getting the interview. And the body of work with the Rays, of course, but then it goes back to the time that we interviewed for the Red Sox job. But Tito had already done it. I mean, that would have been a tough market for me to break in on. I think Tampa Bay was a better place to cut my teeth, and I was grateful for that. So I've often said, and I'll say it again, they'd made the right decision. Tito was the better man for the job at that time, 100%. I remember driving across the desert. I was going to California, and I'm still in the interview process, and I'm talking on the phone going through the desert by Palm Springs with Larry Lucchino all the way. Oh my God. And I didn't know Larry, but his reputation always preceded him. So I was going through all that process. Theo was very complimentary afterwards. Went out to dinner in Scottsdale because we interviewed at the Phoenician, not the Phoenician, the Biltmore, right? And we interviewed, and it was a great interview. It was great for me. It was a great experience for me. So that's what kind of got me going, because I know probably he had said decent things to other people about that interview. But the only time I'd have been truly pissed that I had not gotten a job would have been with the Rays. That was the right job for me, and I was ready, because I had interviewed for the Angels when Soch got the job, even when Terry Collins got the job. I interviewed for the Red Sox, and I interviewed for the Diamondbacks, and had some personal things going on that I couldn't do, and I just took my name out of the consideration. And then Seattle, my buddy Billy Bavasi was a GM, and I did not want to. I didn't feel good about that. Mike Hargrove got that job, so everything happens for a reason. The Rays was correct for me, and that's got this whole thing rolling.
Skip, I got to tell you, man, it's always a treat for me. It's always a treat. I know these guys feel the same way. I know our listeners and the folks in the chat have been spoiled. You have spent a ton of time with us, and I couldn't be more appreciative of that. They're sailing shit now.
Yep.
But all the stories that you have told, all the insights, all the insights that you've shared with us, not just on a live stream. There's opportunities for us to pick up these stories. There's opportunities for us to pick up this insight. You have a book out, but you mentioned the podcast as well that you have with Tom Verducci. Where can folks find that? Because I don't know that folks, if they've spent even 10 minutes here listening, that there's no reason that they don't go download this. There's no reason that they don't get the book in their basket right now.
Well, dude, we have like, I don't even know, 150 episodes out, and our 100th episode on 101 was with Jerry Seinfeld. I mean, of course, it's a baseball-related episode, and of course, Jerry's into the Mets. So we had Jerry on for 100, 101. Like they say, wherever you get your podcasts, I mean, just download it. Go on. If you just Google it, Book of Joe podcast, it's going to pop up right for you. And I think we're still available on Amazon, the Book of Joe. Tommy and I wrote that. It just happened at the wrong time, right post pandemic, and I just leaving the Angels, and all this stuff happened at the wrong time for the release of the book. I think it's really good. A lot of people that have read it think it's got an academic tilt to it a little bit. A lot of stuff we talked about. I mentioned Bob Alou a lot, Bob Clear, and all the different methods or reasons or philosophies why I got to where I did. And plus Tom Verducci is one of the best researchers you're going to find, man. He finds stuff in our podcast to come up with stuff that's outstanding, and he puts it together, and I react just like we're doing tonight. I have no idea what the subject matter is going to be. Zero. Every podcast, and Tommy just lays it out there because he's so good at it. That's how you do this.
Got to turn it.
You beat it. That's how you set that up. When it's not hit hard enough, you got to go to the plate.
Go home.
You got
go
you
home.
got to make that determination. You do that in spring training so many times, and normally that's what a 5-man infield. They can't go 5-man yet, but that would be. You just got to know the runner. Who was running? I didn't see that.
That's Will Smith, but he's not a below average runner for a catcher.
No, exactly. But look at that long flip, and it's soft.
Yeah, I believe he's like 28.
Yeah,
28.
Feet.
28 sprint speed, 29.
Yeah, right. That was tough. That's and he's a good shortstop. Don't get me. I like Jimenez. I like him a lot. So they're using all their guys tonight. They're trying to keep it close. They have the capabilities coming back. There's an off day tomorrow, but I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this, Joe. We both, and I say we both. I'm in the company of genius. You had the Dodgers in 5. It looks like that can still ring true here through this ball game.
Right.
Dick, where it's at right now. Do you have a favorite passage from the book that you can think of?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, and I think about it often. I'll give you the Cliff Notes. I was passed over for a major league coaching job. 91 was it? I think it was Doug Rader was the manager, and my buddy Jeter Hines got the job as a first base coach, and I was livid. Because I really was running the show in the minor leagues for like 8 or 9 years at that point. Hitting coach, base running coach, catching coach, had been a manager, scout, all this stuff. So I get passed over, and I'm pissed. So that was during we used to have winter meetings at that time. We did. Each organization did. So I tell Bob Alou, that's it. I'm quitting. I'm out. I'm going to leave the Angels. I want to go do something else. I'll try to go with somebody else right here. I'm done with this. And he said, let's go for a ride. So I had to get in his car with him. And Gene Autry Park is out in East Mesa, and right next to it is Falcon Field and Airfield. And right there was a restaurant. There was Anzio's Landing, I think it was called. So this is like years ago. So I get in the car, Bob Alou's talking to me, and we get there, and he said to me, "You don't want that job anyway." So what do you mean I don't want that job? It's a major league coaching job. You don't want that job anyway. You'll be bored to death, and you're going to be pissed off watching them working with your hitters. You don't want that job. Fuck you, Bob Alou. I want the job, So, so anyway, that was that. And then, so here comes next spring training. For the first time in my life, that was the winter time. First time in my life, I have a bad attitude. I've never walked into a baseball building, pissed, surly, not giving a shit. I never have until I did. So that right after that, spring training breaks, and I'm going to Midland. I'm the hitting coach too. I'm going to Midland to work with the hitters. And American West Airlines, I get on a plane, and I get on a freaking plane, and all of a sudden I'm in the middle seat. God damn, I'm in the middle seat. So I get in the middle seat, and I have one of those those spongy earphone headphones with my little cassette player, and I'm trying to bury my head in the middle. All of a sudden, this lady gets at the window, God, and she was a talker, and she wanted to talk, and I'm just pissed, and I'm not an asshole, though, so I'm carrying on a conversation with her, and then we're going back and forth, and I'm just trying to, indicate I don't want to talk, but she finally blurted out to me, to this day, She said, remember one thing, whatever you put out there comes back to you. So I did this. I took the headphones off and I said, would you please repeat that? And she said, remember one thing, whatever you put out there comes back to you. And I was healed. It was the voice of God right there. I was healed. I got off that plane in Midland, and I swear to you, I had so much energy, and I worked my balls off. That might have been when Ruben Amaro might have been there at that time. I'm not sure. Ben and Doc Davis might have been that group. It's around that time. But I get there, and I could not have been more energetic. And like most recently, I'll get some moments like you just like, yeah, you get that stupid, dumbass feeling where you're just down for no reason.
Sure.
And then I remind myself, listen, you don't want people seeing you like that. Whatever you put out there is going to come back to you. Done. And it's so weird how that little phrase, I'm telling you how that phrase works, because you put positive vibes out there, you get positive in return. You put negative vibes out there, you get negative back. And it's just a fact of life. She cured me.
But before that's incredible. That's incredible insight. And I think another way to say that, just kind of be where your feet are in
That's
the
right.
moment.
That's right.
Appreciate where you're at. I have to ask, Skip, before we let you go, I have to ask, because you being the vibes guy that you have been your entire career, we know that there was a haircut that the world did not get to see.
That's right.
A haircut that was waiting to be revealed. And unfortunately, I don't know whether or not that haircut saw the light of day, or if you went home and just shaved and started anew. But can you take me through the decision-making process and then the fate of that haircut?
Well, yeah, the Angels are struggling. We got off to a great start, and then all of a sudden we lose 12 in a row. And, the bullpen was having a hard time. We lost a tough game in Philadelphia, and the conversation was about firing some of the coaches, and I didn't like that idea at all. So I'm thinking, okay, it worked with the Rays. World Series year with the Rays. I stayed afterwards one night after one game in September. We had a barber there. Hector was our barber. And I would go in and I said, Hector, because Johnny Gomes had it too, and I love Gomer. I said, give me the mohawk, baby. Give me the mohawk. So I sat on that chair, and he dabbed me with the mohawk right there, man. And I walked off that chair, and, it's like one of those, did I do the right thing? You always wonder, did I do the right thing? But it caught fire. I mean, all of a sudden, the whole city's getting mohawks. So I think, okay, with the Angels, it worked before. So I go down to my barber shop I'm in Long Beach, Belmont Shore. Love it. So I go down there and I get my haircut. I said, give me the mohawk, man. It was a lady. Give me the mohawk. So I get the mohawk. I go back and Perry calls and he says, you mind if I come by your house? I said, of course not. I thought he was coming by to fire coaches. And so he goes sit in the back, and all of a sudden he tells me he's going to let me go. I started to giggle. I did. I really did. I thought it was funny. But I was also grateful that he was not firing any of the coaching staff. That was really important to me. So, yes, it occurred. It was there. The mohawk was in place. I wanted to walk in there and just try to lighten the load a little bit. It wasn't. Listen, all these people want fire and brimstone speeches. Here to tell you, it doesn't work. Especially it doesn't work in baseball for anybody that's really listening. So don't even think about it. If you choose to have a team meeting, which I never did. I had a meeting, spring training before the season. I had a spring training meeting before the first game of the season, before the All-Star break, and then before the first playoff game. Those were my meetings. I don't give a shit what was going on. I had one during the season in Kansas City, 2008, because we were starting to think too much of ourselves. We won and it was perfect. We won a game in Kansas City on the road because Carl Crawford put the ball in the gap late. We stunk. We didn't run the bases right. We walked the first base. We did all this crap because we thought we were hot shit. And I told Davey Martinez after the game, I said, dude, you get everybody in there as quick as you can. You call it onto the bullpen, get everybody in there as quick as you can. And we won. And it's the perfect time to blow your stack on the road after a win, because I'd never wanted to damage my home clubhouse. I didn't want that to have that bad vibe. And after a win, they're not friggin' expecting shit. And I mean, I was like, I couldn't even breathe. I was screaming so loud. Obviously, it had a good impact. So that's it, man. So with the Angels that day, I was trying to stir it up. Never got an opportunity to stir it up. So from that moment on, I've been kind of semi-unemployed. My golf game was getting good. It stinks right now because I can't hit my driver. If you have anybody with good driving advice, please give it to me. I was killing it 2 weeks ago. I stink right now. Got it down to like a 4 or 5 handicap, and now I stink. I stink. No, I stink. I stink right now. I can't hit my driver.
Wise manager once told me, just do simple better.
Better. That's what I'm trying to do.
Simple better.
I'm playing tomorrow. I don't care how cold it is. I'll bring it out tomorrow.
Well, hit them straight, stay in the fairway, stay in the middle, and hit them long, Skip. We appreciate your time. And again, you can go and check out the book. Go check out the podcast.
Yeah.
Joe in the house. Joe Madden, thank you so much for swinging by. Thank you for dropping
this is a lot of fun for me. Thank you for asking. Good luck with your podcast, your whole scene. It's very groovy, and I really did enjoy that. Thank you a lot. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thanks for asking. All right.
Thank you so much.
Well, how do I get out of here now? What do I do?
Oh, there you go.
Oh wow. There was really good money that he was going to be ending the stream.
Yeah.
No. I mean, hey, Joe Madden didn't end the stream. Shout out to Tyler.
Yeah. And Josh Donaldson.
Shout out to JD. The bringer of stream, the bringer of end of the stream.
How long did Donaldson do?
He jumped on in the second.
Yeah, and then it was
because shit started to get spicy, and then he stuck around. Yeah,
that's cool.
Dude, we could be seeing some rare shit tonight. This is awesome.
Oh, buddy, hey, this is. Oh, it's so sexy. Do you know how? I mean, I am.
What a complete game in the World Series.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. Well, not only complete game in the World Series and also consecutive complete games.
Yeah, he's this is back-to-back CGs, babe.
Yeah, it would be the first since Schilling to do consecutive complete games in a single.
In 01?
Yeah.
Yep, holler.
And he had 3 actually.
3 in a row?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
The big burrito.
Those guys are a different breed.
And if he can get out of this with 1 or fewer walks and complete the complete game, it would be only the fourth instance in the last 40 years of postseason baseball where a pitcher delivered consecutive complete games with 1 or fewer walks in each. That's Schilling, Mike Scott in 86, and Saberhagen in 85.
Do you use AI to look this stuff up? I'm always curious.
No. Like not 1 ounce of AI. I don't personally. I'm sure other people do, but I don't.
I think you're muted.
Oh, I didn't.
Don't trust AI. AI is they are historically inaccurate. There is not a. I don't trust AI.
But where do people find all this information that fast? It's how do you find this?
He's a pro nerd.
Baseball Reference. Yeah,
he's a pro nerd.
Yeah, but
like, that's an all-star big league nerd right there. Like that's not just some fucking dude.
How many screens you got going?
Oh, I've got two screens. Like my brother-in-law gave me his old gaming screen computer. So I've got my laptop. I've got a separate screen, and I've got like I don't know, a dozen tabs open.
Yeah, Jay could do this shit on a Birkenstock too. Though.
Don't let him. You got another screen.
The biggest thrill is doing the Baseball Reference and Savant searches on my cell phone. When I'm on the move and something happens, those are always those are always fun.
You've got that tab going though.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. We've got a lot of Yamamoto oriented tabs open right now.
I mean that tracks.
He's given us plenty of heads up that this could be coming, so I really hope he completes the complete game.
What's your pivot point if he doesn't?
I mean, he's still got like, I mean, even what he's doing, like even if he just doesn't make it out of the 9th inning, that would be pretty rare, the run that he's on. So there's a lot of different directions to go. The fact that he's got 0 walks
fair
in 8+ innings in a World Series game is in and of itself pretty rare.
Yeah. What do we think about the Jonas Brothers real quick? Sorry, they just came up.
No.
I understand it was for a great cause, 100%. I get it. But we got a live band going in the middle of a World Series game. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why don't we just do it before the game with everybody else?
I am so glad we had somebody on with us, so that it just like wasn't even an option to have to entertain that and like
like what the fuck are we doing?
No idea.
It's not a fucking halftime show.
That's what I was like, bro, like this is an extended like down to like if I'm
like a 6-minute half inning.
Like I'm not happy. Like what the fuck are we doing?
I think Gosman was the one going out. If you're gonna do it, at least do it when Yamamoto's going out to fucking warm up. What are we doing? Yeah. Doing it for the right? You doing it for letting your pitcher sit down? You guys in a fucking groove. Get his ass back out there.
Go get out.
Mm.
Come on, Tommy. Need you.
Oh man.
They did the Corona train stop for the night? Ball high. How confident are you of LA in 5? I'm very confident of LA in 5. I mean, we're on pace for LA in 5. I didn't want to bring it up, but that's just where we're at.
LA in 5, huh? There's been a lot of chatter about. Yeah. There's been a lot of chatter. I've seen. Oh, who the hell said it? One of the big time reporters said the other day that if LA wins, it's terrible for the union because the owners are just going to continue to push a salary cap. But doesn't it show that you have to spend to win?
Well, that's
going to be right. Is going to be the union's argument.
So the whole counter to that is. So what are you saying? Like I think at that point, what you are given is a wonderful opportunity to make them say it out loud.
Right.
Well, we don't want to have to spend as much for all of us to be equally competitive. That's what you have to say out loud. And they'll never say that.
Never.
You're forcing them to say that or
never.
Own it. Like,
right. But how much does each team get in the revenue sharing agreement? I think I saw something was like each team gets like $90-something million a year. So like,
well, I think there's tiers to it. I believe.
Is it tiered?
Yeah.
But like, where's that money go? It's just
so like it goes. Well, it goes to the teams that it goes to. It is supposed to go to enhancing the fan experience and to the roster. So that means ballpark upgrades. That means roster. Player acquisition, player retention, things like that.
To me, it's a very simple recipe. I think if you look back at like predominantly the last 15 to 20 champions, it's a young core of players that is supplemented with veteran talent. It always is. Astros, Red Sox, Nationals, Dodgers, Braves, Royals. Like, look, everybody had a core of guys that came up together because you can't replicate the grind of a 12-hour bus ride and doubling up in a hotel. If you're willing to go to war for that dude making $1,000 every 2 weeks, you're sure shit going to do it on a private plane making millions.
But see, like that right there, like what Joe was talking about, where you don't have the individuals that are in the decision-making positions. appreciating that variable to the equation enough. And there has to be a balance, because I look at some old school guys who just completely poo-poo the numbers, and I ask them, like, bro, think about what it is that you did well. What if we had the ability to dissect that and make you even better at what you did well? You tell me you don't want to know that? You wouldn't want that information? Shake yourself. Like, of course you would.
Yeah.
So from there, I'm not asking you to become completely reliant upon that either, though. But can we find the middle ground where, like, hey, that slider's nasty. What if we do this to it?
Yeah.
Can we flirt with that? Here's why. And then we go from there. Like, understanding that there's a middle ground to be had there. Like, I can, because if I'm a nerd, I want to listen to everything you have to say in terms of experience, because I haven't been there. I don't know. Oh shit. Like, is this when you really start to look for a swing approach change? Like, is this where, like, instead of looking for a leg kick and you're noticing him just kind of tap, or really it's just a shift in weight? Is that because he's trying to simplify things? Yes, it is. Oh, wow.
Right.
Because you know what doesn't tell me that? The fucking calculator doesn't tell me that.
Right.
But you do. Your experience
100%.
tells me that.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, that's the way that I looked at it, because, like, I came up, like, we didn't have any of this when I first came up, right? Like, you just kind of had to figure, if you were going wrong, like, it was, all right, well, we're going to go play some catch and work on this and see what happens. But for me, the best part about analytics, or the way that I use it, was I needed to find a baseline of where I was, so that when I was good, I could confirm that I was there, or if I was off, it provided me a place to get back to.
There you go.
But everything for me was feel. If I was out there playing a game of catch, and I think guys play catch for way too long. For me, I'm like, give me 15, 20, maybe 25 throws. As soon as it feels good, I'm done. Because I know that that's what it's supposed to feel like. And I feel like sometimes we just get we overcomplicate the shit out of it so much. Like, analytics has a place, don't get me wrong. If you're trying to develop a slider at a new pitch, 100%. I need to be able to quantify whether or not that's going to play based on what we see. I get it 100%. But, like, if you go out there and I feel like we get lost in, like, just get results. You got to get out.
Get out.
Period.
Get out.
Get out. Right? And,
get out.
That, right, and that's it. And guys will go out there and it won't be exactly what they want, or they're, wow, this felt a little bit off. Let me go check the numbers right away. But they went 3 up, 3 down, and put up a 0. Right? Like, just
feel.
Take it as it is. For me, like, when I was at my best, I was able to disassociate the results from the actual game. So, and it's a really hard thing to do, especially when you're younger, right? It was probably easier because I had time in, I had a contract, right? Like, I had all that. So, like, I could do that. And, like, if I give up a run, I was like, okay. Right? But for me, it was, I needed to self-assess, was I genuinely happy with the outing? Results aside. If I went out there and I punched out 3, but I was like, or I went out, that's a bad example. If I went out there and I went 1, 2, 3, but I had a pop-up, a roll-up, whatever, but I thought my shit sucked, well, I know that I'm not going to get away with that. Right? But if I went out there and I gave up a run or a 2, but I was like, man, if I have that shit for the next 9 outings, I won't give up a run. And that's what analytics can't tell you.
You know how to get out with what you have. And you don't need to look at the calculator in the moment to give you the confidence that stuff still plays. And that is where I think I see a gap and it has nothing to do with the ability to execute. It's the confidence in the ability to execute, because there's nothing that says at any point in your life that from the first pitch of your outing, whether you were 13 or 23, that your stuff just got better and better and better every time out. Like, in terms of energy expenditure, you're actually losing energy. The stuff is actually getting worse every pitch
100%.
you throw, right?
Yep.
So if you're learning how to get outs when you don't have all of these things in your favor, that's learning the craft. That's where the art comes into play.
And analytics or a spreadsheet isn't going to be able to tell you what to do when shit starts hitting the fan and you're out there, or the game starts speeding up on you, or you don't have a feel for your slider, or your heater's riding arm side in. Like, A spreadsheet's not going to tell you how to fix that in the moment. It might tell you tomorrow after you give up 5.
Yeah.
But right? But like you got to go out there and sometimes just have a set of nuts and just go. Like the dude that the guy that I saw that exemplified that the most was Brandon Workman. This guy was like 91 to 93, good little baby cutter, great curveball. And he, what was it, 19? Do 70-something innings, over 100 punch-outs, 20 save, whatever it was. And he didn't give a shit who was in the box. Didn't matter. He came at you.
Well,
and he was
your
just
stuff. Your
it
stuff
was
is
him.
good. You're in the big leagues for a reason.
Right. And he didn't care. He was like, I'm gonna let it hang and we're gonna see who's better today.
Ooh.
Which I think is it just doesn't exist as much now in today's game.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone caught that, but I had actual nugs on the pod or on the stream tonight.
I saw you munching down over there for a little bit.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, those were nugs. High octane nugs.
And I'll tell you what, the Blue Jays had a chance early. If they could have come out and scored and put him on the ropes, the Dodgers would have felt some pressure.
When you ask players to come on, do you say, do you want to come on just the nuts? I do.
Well, I want people to understand what's about to happen again right now. Everything Joe Madden said it. The bullpen for the Dodgers is suspect. The bullpen for the Dodgers will now be able to reset completely with 2 days off going in to their next game
this is
at home because of Yamamoto. This is paramount. This is quite literally the best you could have drawn it up. When you were Doc Roberts waking up today, jokingly, when people asked you, how do you feel about today? And you responded with, I'll tell you after the last pitch is thrown. In his mind, he had Yamamoto throwing the last pitch. And that pitch is about to come very soon. That pitch just came. The Dodgers will get out of the 6th with a split and head home.
Victory. That's all, folks.
And listen to this crowd.
Yamamoto is a fucking savior. Put some respect on the name, and he has absolutely silenced anybody that would ever have a question as to why they signed the check they did for Yamamoto. Questions answered. That is now two CGs back-to-back in the postseason. Our man Jay Hay is going to nuggify that ass when it's all said and done. We're going to hit the podcast here very, very quickly. So be ready for that. What a fucking ball game.
Oh, baby, we're going to be feasting tonight. We've got them all. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, first with consecutive complete games in a postseason since Kurt Schilling in 2001. We already knew that. First Dodger with consecutive complete games in a postseason since the Bulldog himself, Oral Hershiser in 1988. Fourth pitcher in the last 40 years with consecutive complete games with 1 or 0 walks in the postseason as well. That list, as you'll see below, the NL starting pitchers to do it since 1960, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Madison Bumgarner, Cliff Lee, Tom Glavine, and Sandy Koufax. Furthermore, just to hammer it home, the last 2 Dodgers pitchers with complete games featuring 1 or 0 runs and 0 walks in the World Series, Yamamoto tonight, Sandy Koufax in Game 4 of 1963.
History. First time
pretty good.
2001.
He's also the first pitcher to have 3 starts with 100 or more pitches to tie a theme together that we started in the postseason since Garrett Cole in 2019.
All right, we're about to hit the pod. Matt Barnes, thank you so much for hopping on JTN tonight. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Blue Jays in 7.
That's where I'm at. I'm not even going to ask Jay Hay and Dallas for their closing thoughts tonight because we're doing a podcast. So if you want their closing thoughts, tune into the episode. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
With Maddie B and Joe Madden. We'll be back for game 3. Oh, and before we get out of here, so I want to keep the special guests rolling. I saw Shane Bieber was probably going to get the ball for game 4. So I was like, who do you think we could like talk to that, may have like, I don't know, caught Shane Bieber before? Like maybe someone that has been back there on the 1s and 2s and has a really good relationship and maybe might be able to get inside the mind of what he might be thinking in a World Series start. So we dialed up one of my favorite Red Sox of all time, Kevin Plawecki, might be joining us for game 4.
Wow.
Yeah, the Weck dog. Yeah, so he might do a couple innings. He's got something to do. So he said he might pop in for like the first couple innings that Biebs is on the mound. So I'm excited for that.
We'll
But
give
again,
him my best.
oh, of
Good
course.
dude.
You can
Good
pop
people.
in if you want. You can come back. You can do whatever you
Just
want.
come back. All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you for game 3. Tune into the podcast tomorrow morning. Later.